Starting to stress about the complexities of qualifying for a small business loan? BNC can guide you through the process with much less stress and likely far more success. Speak to one of our team members today. Member FDIC.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. PSP Network. It's game day.
When property owners in Bismarck and Minot seek transformation, ServPro's construction program brings both vision and precision. From that very first hammer strike to the final touch of paint, our dedication remains unwavering. It's not just about remodeling, it's about legacy. In Minot and Bismarck, ServPro is your partner in transformation. We don't just build back, we elevate every space.
Great news! If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold on! Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealership.
You worked hard, saved well, and invested wisely. Whether it's paying for a child's education, taking the family trip you've dreamed of, giving back to the community, or funding a confident retirement, we can help you reach your goals. We are passionate about helping you make smart decisions about your spending and saving so you can feel confident about the future while enjoying life today. Together, we can design a personalized plan that takes into account your short and long-term needs and wants, but is flexible enough to adjust as your life changes.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change-anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
1 week after the Minot North Sentinels raised the banner of WDA champions, the Devils Lake Firebirds have planted their flag here at Sentinel Stadium for the AA quarterfinal round. The number 1 seed from the West, Minot North, hosts the number 4 seed from the East, the Devils Lake Firebirds, in a postseason matchup on the 1st of November on the PSP Network. Welcome into the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show with timely services that won't slow you down and no appointment needed. It's a stay in your car, drive through oil change service. They'll take about 15 minutes at any of their locations in Minot or Bismarck. Also find out more of what they do at Valvoline Instant Oil Change at VIOC.com. Alongside Cory, McIver, I'm Owen Patterson on the call for today's AA quarterfinal matchup featuring the Firebirds of Devils Lake and the Sentinels of Minot North. We've been saying it, Cory, since week 0. Anybody could win on any given week in this class. For Devils Lake, they've experienced that all season long. Ups and downs, injuries, recoveries. They're back to pretty healthy today for the quarterfinal round. And as for Minot North, they've kind of been just rolling along for a while despite those 2 losses in the middle, and they're looking better than ever. But now it's a whole new season in AA, and the same saying reigns true. Anybody can win on any week in this class.
Yeah, you look at how the bracket for this tournament is set up. You know, the top bracket with Red River there, and the Wapton Valley City game is going to be a pretty exciting one, I think, for there. But we talked about before we went on the air that the bottom half of this bracket is going to be wide open. You know, this game that we have now here and the other game too is just going to be a wide open game. And like you said, it's a brand new season. I mean, you played those 9 games during the regular season to get yourself seated in hopes to have a good playoff spot, like Minot North did, winning the region and hosting and being able to host playoff games here in Minot as long as they're in the playoffs. But they got a tough task here with Devils Lake. They're, like you said, they've had some injuries, but it looks like everybody's full strength here for this one. And knock on wood, Minot North has ran the table relatively unscathed too as far as the injury bug is concerned. So it's going to be an exciting ball game. I think just watching both teams warm up during the pre-games, Devils Lake likes to spread the field a little bit and throw the ball, and that's one thing that you know, Minot North maybe kind of struggle a little bit defensively. The battle up front is going to be fun to watch. There's some guys there on the offensive line of Devils Lake that like to move people around. So it's going to be a fun little matchup, and of course it's playoffs. You know, that everything is kind of magnified even more than the regular season. So which team is going to be able to kind of stem the tides as far as momentum swings? If there's turnovers could play a huge factor in what's going on tonight. So it's going to be kind of an exciting matchup, and kind of looking forward to it the next couple hours. Yeah, you might look at the records on your screen and say Devils Lake 5-4. They must just barely scrape by in the East region to make that top 4 spot and get into the playoffs. But then you realize this is a team ranked in the top 5 in the state. There's legit talent for this Firebirds team, and for Minot North, the team that was out of the rankings for a while earlier in the season as they were just introducing themselves to the state. A 7-2 record and a West Region championship, and it's really hard to pick a favorite here. The home team, obviously, with the way they run the football, they're built for postseason, but like you said, those athletes for Devils Lake and the style of offense they have, definitely they have a good shot to pick up a win today at Sentinel Stadium. We'll break down the matchup more in depth when we return on our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show, just getting started with the postseason of high school football on the PSP Network.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Whether it's getting an education, making priceless memories, learning to play, playing to learn, or simply getting where you need to go, the team at Ackerman Estvold has been behind these projects and countless others, developing critical infrastructure, valuable spaces, and even some good old-fashioned fun. Entrusted with the things you know, but delivering more than you may realize. Ackerman Estvold, trusted for decades and decades to come.
The dictionary defines community as a group of people living in the same place or sharing common goals. Community is the largest part of our name, and we make it the largest part of our business. We support our local schools, organizations, youth programs, and local events from Bowman to Bismarck, because we all share a common goal to better the quality of life in our communities. Come bank with us at Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your real community bank.
Meet Gary. Gary is an ordinary guy, but right now Gary has car trouble. Gary doesn't know about magic towing. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing. We are here to help 24/7. Magic Towing in Western North Dakota. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing.
Well, it's every team's goal, isn't it, to play football in November, and these two teams are doing just that. No more QRF ratings to get teams in the playoffs. Last year, the East sent 6 teams to the quarterfinals, while the West just got 2 representatives. It's all back to even here in AA and AAA this time around. You've got the seeds. You win your conference, you get the number 1 seed, you get home field through the semifinals, and that's Minot North's scenario here. They're hosting Devils Lake tonight, a win, and they'll be back at this field for one more week next Friday. As for Devils Lake, they're going to be on the road this entire way, whether it's the quarterfinals, semifinals, or the Dakota Bowl. But what are the importances, you think, of hosting in the postseason and being that road underdog if you're Devils Lake?
Well, when you look at teams that, you know, the higher seed teams that host, I mean, obviously the big thing is the travel. You don't have to go anywhere. I mean, you're in school all day. You have the whole day to kind of just be, you know, just like treat it as a regular Friday night home game. When you're on the when the team doing the traveling, obviously the travel is going to be the big thing. You know, Devils Lake to Minot's not a long road trip.
It's one of the shortest of the season, shorter than conference games.
Yeah, I'm sure Devils Lake is probably enjoying the fact on that. So so the length of travel isn't that big of a deal. But you are going into you're going into enemy territory. You're hoping that you have a good, your fan base travels. And, of course, with the short distance, I'm assuming that there's going to be a decent contingency of Devils Lake fans here. So, but the fact that you're going in as the underdog, and you talk about in your pregame, the locker room before pregame, or even during the week, you talk about, hey, we're going in there with basically nothing to lose. This is the number one team the number one team in the West, and we're coming in here with really nothing to lose. We've got a good team. We played in a relatively competitive East region in the AA. You take Red River out of the mix. I think the rest of the teams kind of were pretty balanced. So they were, so they know they can play with really good teams, and they have athletes. So it's just going to be a matter of how they show up, and if Minot North gets on a roll like they sometimes do, how do we stem that momentum a little bit, because that's going to be the key thing. That whichever team can kind of get the edge momentum-wise and keep it sustained and keep it going, that's going to be the team that's going to be able to ride the wave a little bit. So Devils Lake has kind of got their work cut out for there, but they're a pretty good ball club. So I think that as far as both teams, I think there's going to be a pretty evenly matched ball game.
As for our Northern Plains, our keys to the game, identifying them for both teams this time around with over 25 years of experience as your heating and air experts and the factory authorized dealer for AeroSeal. There's no other choice to seal your heating and air game than with Northern Plains. Find them online at northern-plains.com. Well, Devils Lake, as with every team that we talk to when they're facing Minot North, the first thing that comes out of their mouth when you ask, what are the keys to beating the Sentinels? And it's stopping the run, which has not really been effective in the last 4 weeks against Minot North. So for Devils Lake, it's winning those early downs, putting Minot North in a position where they have to throw the football, something that they've done decently well this season, but it's not what they want to be doing.
No, I think you look at North's offense. Their bread and butter is being able to run the football, controlling the line of scrimmage. And Devils Lake has some defensive linemen here that are going to be able to cause some problems if Minot North's offensive line allows that to happen. I think if you see early on, if you see Minot North kind of take advantage of that line of scrimmage, get that run game going, because really the play action that Minot North does relies heavily on whether or not they can run the football effectively. And if they can, the play action with Blickery is that much more effective. So you're going to see that line of scrimmage, and we've talked about it all season long, and we preach about it all season long. Whichever team can control that line of scrimmage is going to be successful in the outcome of the game. So that battle in the trenches is going to be the fun one to watch for tonight's game.
Yeah, for Minot North, a team that I think you mentioned it earlier, they've stayed healthy throughout the entire season. Pretty much every starter intact. There's just been moves based on performance, really, rather than filling in for injury. And so Minot North, you come into the postseason and you got to do the work. Obviously, winning the West Region Championship in that debut season was a very big high for this team. That obviously much celebration for that, but now you get in the postseason, you have to do the work and get the little things done to beat teams like Devils Lake in the next round and the next round even after that. So Minot North, they got to focus on those little details to iron out.
Yeah, absolutely. You look at what they've done all season long, and the success they've had has been the run game and sprinkling in the pass every once in a while, but they're disciplined enough. They're a well-disciplined ball club, and that comes from the head coach all the way down. As far as the coaching staff, they've established the culture here as far as what kind of team we're going to be and the mentality that we're going to have, and they just have to just stick with that plan. We've seen at times where it's kind of sometimes those first couple possessions are kind of a slow-moving process, but once they figure out what they're supposed to do, they kind of start firing on all cylinders. And so they're a fun ball club to watch. They're an exciting ball club to watch, but they know that they have to get the little things done right first in order for those big chunk plays to come in later.
And there you see head coach Jacob Holman of the 7-2 Minot North Sentinels. Here's a look at the bracket, how it all sets up before the games get kicked off. The top half of the bracket, the Red River region, I guess you could call it. They're hosting St. Mary's today. Valley City and Wahpeton, such a toss-up there as to one, Valley City's health, and two, Wahpeton, who has beaten some big-time teams earlier this year. We saw them here in Minot North, got a lot of confidence in the Huskies. And then the bottom half of the bracket, man, take your pick. There's a lot of good teams right here. Minot North hosts Devils Lake. Horace hosts Jamestown. That run defense, it was good until they met Minot North, but again, still a legit Blue Jays team on the defensive side of the football. They're going to give Horace some headaches today in the AA quarterfinal round. I guess, obviously, we just previewed a couple of those matchups. Is there one that really jumps off the page to you?
Actually, I am looking forward to keeping tabs on the Valley City Wahpeton game. I think that, you look at toss-up games, that one could go really either way. And we talked about it. You talk about the health of Valley City. We made mention it ad nauseum last week when they were here, how many guys they had dinged up. They were hoping to get a couple guys back. Wahpeton is playing pretty good right now. They're kind of firing where they need to be. The Mauk kid is all that he is, and then some. So that's going to be a matchup that I'm going to be excited to kind of follow as this game goes on, just kind of tracking the score there. But like you said, the bottom bracket is going to be the wide open. It's kind of the Wild West of the AA bracket. So it's going to be kind of exciting matchups all the way through.
Well, we're here in the bottom half of the bracket as PSP Network from Sentinel Stadium in Minot. Kickoff is right around the corner after this commercial break.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change-anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Shields Visa is more than just a card. It's the freedom to go. It's a gateway to explore and do more of what you love. Imagine where the Shields Visa can take you. So join us in discovering endless possibilities. Shields Visa. Together, we've got this.
Another reminder, this is the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show on the PSP Network. You know you're busy when you visit any of their service centers in Minot or Bismarck. Valvoline Instant Oil Change technicians can typically perform a full-service oil change in about 15 minutes. Also find out what they do online at VIOC.com. Well, let's start talking about some of these individual players who will be making an impact in today's game. It's the Prestwich Orthodontics players to watch. Prestwich Orthodontics specializes in braces and Invisalign for all ages. They offer 0% financing and free consultations, virtual or in office. Enjoy professional treatment in a fun, relaxed atmosphere. Check them out at MinotBraces.com. You talk any level of football. Where does the focus go on a team when they get into the postseason? It's the quarterback position, and we have two very athletic, very dynamic quarterbacks on display today, and we even got a graphic to show you the stats as well. It's Braden Blickery for Minot North, and for Devils Lake, it's Mason Palmer. These are two guys that very different seasons. For Blickery, he's played in every game this year, throws for just over 100 yards per game, but rushes for 33, and Palmer played in just 6. He's been out for 3 weeks to end the regular season. The question mark was still on there as to his availability today until this morning, but you see what these two guys mean to their team, totaling 37 touchdowns on this season. These quarterbacks can kind of do it all.
Yeah, they're multifaceted. You look at the yards. They're pretty even. They both pass the ball well. And they both can run the football. And dual threat quarterbacks like that are dangerous, because as far as defensive coaches go, trying to scheme around that is always something that you have to kind of have in the back of your mind. And as far as Palmer being out, the last 3 weeks and now coming back for the playoff game, the big question for him is what kind of rust does he have on? He hasn't hasn't seen a lot of contact in practice these 3 weeks, and now what kind of shape is he going to be in? Is he going to try to think that he's got to do everything right off the bat, or is he disciplined enough to know that he's going to be able to kind of just take what Minot North's defense gives him? So that's going to be an interesting battle between those two, because they're kind of, as far as being similar, they're very similar in style and in play, and so that's going to be kind of exciting to see how both defenses kind of match up against that.
The other position groups that carry a lot of significance here in the postseason is the offensive and defensive lines, and we just have a fun matchup in the trenches today. Obviously, both teams understand the importance of Minot North running the football, and for Devils Lake protecting their quarterback, Palmer. Devils Lake got a young offensive and defensive line, but they are some big athletic kids for the Firebirds.
Yeah, you were telling me about that before we went on the air, and yeah, you've got a couple freshmen that are starting on the offensive line for Devils Lake, but you got they're well over 6 foot, and they're well over 250, 260 pounds. So it's going to be a load there on as far as Minot North's defensive front four, and even the linebackers. If you allow those big guys to get up to the second and third level, blocking those smaller guys, that's going to be a problem. So the defensive line for Minot North is going to have to make sure they occupy those offensive linemen to keep them off the linebackers, so the linebackers can scrape and flow to the ball and make plays. And then defensively, the offensive line for Minot North is going to have to do a great job of keeping a hat on a hat, and at least get those guys out of the way and allow your running back, the three-headed beast of Blickery, Berg, and Dedman, to be able to run the football, and then allow that run game to get going. And so then that opens up the play action, and we can get some Blickery to Jack and Ed eventually.
Well, we'll see Mason Palmer and his Devils Lake Firebird offense on the field first. This is a Devils Lake team under the direction of Todd Lambrecht, a 5-4 regular season, 2-3 in the AA East Division. 4th in the East, but 4th in the state by the media poll. So a team that has high expectations. And I spoke with Coach Lambrecht before the game and kind of asked, the regular season really up and down. Were you satisfied at all? Was there a lot of things you needed to learn? Yeah, they weren't satisfied with the regular season. Getting a chance to really turn things around here on the road against Minot North. Both teams very confident entering the postseason. Talking about confidence, Minot North has a lot of it, but they know how to control the emotions, and that was the question that I asked their head coach, I'm just blanking on his first name here, Jacob Holman, before the game, as to how they were controlling the emotions, and he said there's been no problem with that. We've seen that from the Sentinels all season long. They have not they have been able to control those emotions in these big games like they have today against Devils Lake. Well, that does it for our Valvoline It's an Oil Change pregame show. It's time for kickoff in the AA football playoffs. Already some games going on across the state. You can see those scores live as they're happening thanks to North Dakota score feed. Minot high in front of West Fargo, and I think we have a new score there. We'll get an update. Red River is all over St. Mary's in the first half, 34-0. We thank North Dakota score feed for keeping us connected with the rest of the state and our out-of-town scoreboard. Today's game, keeping score thanks to BNC National Bank. Locations in North Dakota, Minnesota, and Arizona. Also find out what they do online at bnc.bank. Minot North at home in the all-navy blues today. Devils Lake on the road, red helmets, white shirts, and red pants. It'll be the kicker for Minot North, Carter Coleman, getting us started today, going from right to left across your screen. Here's the signal. Coleman with the kick, and we're underway with playoff football on the PSP network. It's into the end zone, and Devils Lake will start from their own 20-yard line. Again, Mason Palmer, the starting quarterback. He's been absent since week 5 for Devils Lake, or week 6, depending on what do you call that first week of this season. But they are truly glad to have him back. He has a lot of athleticism, and one of those guys who you can really call dual threats because they can throw just as well as they run. And Palmer has a lot of weapons as well. You see in the backfield one of their explosive play guys, Briar Exner, number 24. Firebirds go trips to the right side. They'll throw a screen pass here on first down. Again, that's what Devils Lake's approach is going to be on offense. Get the ball into the hands of your athletes and let them do a lot. And that was Cade Fee getting the football first.
Yeah, that was a good first down play. I mean, basically just a long handoff is all that swing pass was. Good job there fighting for those extra yards. A good comfort play, kind of get them back into the swing of things. Good pitch and catch there by Palmer, get him kind of back into the groove a little bit and kind of gradually kind of ease himself back into this thing.
Yeah, Mason Palmer in those 6 games threw for over 1,000 yards, and you just saw in the pregame show accounted for 17 total touchdowns. A pop pass here that goes to Will Heilman, but it's tracked down behind the line of scrimmage. Our first Ryan Family Dealerships replay here coming by the Sentinels defense. Paxton Pakalak came up.
Yeah, that was a great job. You're seeing the defensive end and those outside linebackers stringing that play laterally, not allowing Heilman to cut up the field a little bit. And a great job by the defenders coming in behind and not allowing that cutback. So good job by the defense of stringing that play along to the sideline, pushing Devils Lake behind the sticks and making a long third down opportunity.
Well, they were expecting a packed house today at Sentinel Stadium. It's already affecting the cameras. On 3rd down and 11, Palmer rolling out, evaluating the options downfield. He's pressured, hit as he throws. It goes out of bounds, but Palmer took quite the hit. It was Braden Blickery, the opposing quarterback, that drilled him.
Yeah, that was a great coverage by the secondary. The one guy we probably haven't made mention yet is number 87 from Devils Lake, the big 6'6" kid. He was split out wide by himself, and he came across the field with his hands up looking, but a great job of Minot North kind of getting in the passing lane and just getting in the vision of Palmer, not allowing him to find a receiver. And the nice thing was Palmer taking that hit after the play and being able to pop back up after being out for 3 weeks.
2 returners back for Minot North. It was nearly blocked by Coleman. It was the Devils Lake punt, but a fair catch called for by Caden Flavin, and Minot North. Talk about some dream starting field position here on your first drive of the game, starting from the Devils Lake 42-yard line.
Yeah, anytime you can start on the opposing side of the 50, it's always a good thing. So this is going to be now the interesting matchup here. Now let's see how this offensive line for Minot North can handle that defensive front.
Motion Dedman out of the backfield. Jet sweep to Josiah Jackinet. Great pressure there from Devils Lake. Nowhere for number 1 to go. Tackled for a loss of... They're going to bring him back to the 46. A 4-yard loss. Cade Fee with the TFL for Devils Lake.
Yeah, again, that was just a great job defensively. We saw a little better job of it because they were coming at us in the camera, but a great job of Devils Lake defense of stretching that play along and didn't allow Jackinet a chance to cut back.
Great linebacker group for the Devils Lake Firebirds. Getting into the second and the third level here is Christian Dedmond. It will be enough for a first down, a pickup of 15 yards for one of the top running backs in the state in two-way. He's rushed for 850 yards on the season, and of course 10 touchdowns as well. No huddle go the Sentinels. Give it right back to Dedmond on first down. Oh, is he running strong today in the first quarter. Dedmond, 15 yards and then another 6.
Yeah, that was a great back-to-back plays here by Minot North. Again, we saw a little bit of it last week with them kind of going a little hurry-up after a big play. That obviously something that the coaching staff liked to see last week, so you're probably going to see a little bit more of it here in this playoff game.
Will Bentley, the tight end, goes in motion, as with both of the running backs. Cole Richardson is the new halfback with Evan Burry. They'll fake to Jacquinette, go to Richardson, and he will be tackled right next to the line to gain. The Sentinels need the 21, and the officials say they got it right outside the Serve Pro red zone. But more of the pregame conversation with Coach Holman was about that second running back, Cole Richardson, one of 3 100-yard rushers against Valley City a week ago.
Yeah, you have we talk about the three-headed beasts of Blickery, Berg, and Dedmond, but you can't forget about the Richardson and the other guys that come in and spell. That gives a little different dynamic as far as running the football for North.
Devils Lake was jumping, and that one was pretty obvious, as breaking through the line of scrimmage for the Firebirds. It looked like that was Cameron Lindy.
Yeah, just a little aggressive there. I think that's.
Oh no, that was against Minot North for flinching.
Well, great job by the defensive line. We usually teach those defensive linemen. You watch the football or watch that offensive lineman in front of you, and if they move, you move, and see if you can't catch a break your way, and that's of course Devils Lake was able to do that. So if really the first miscue for Minot North, let's hope it just doesn't become a pattern for them.
First and long, play action, Blickery a throw. Well, no, he's just going to tuck it the whole way. Almost gets back to the original line of scrimmage. He'll be out of bounds just shy of the 21-yard line, second down. So this goes to our Northern Plains, heeding our keys to the game right away. Those early downs for Devils Lake keep Minot North behind the sticks after that penalty.
Yeah, I think that was a great job there. Obviously Blickery was probably trying to look maybe pass the ball, but he recognized that he was able to tuck up and get back to the original line of scrimmage. But now again, still second and long.
And for Richardson, right up the middle. An offensive line for Minot North is winning on these early plays as Richardson springs that one for 7 yards.
Yeah, that was a good surge. I've been pretty impressed with how Minot North's offensive line has been able to kind of control these big guys up front for Devils Lake. They've been able to move them, and that's really, you get success like that early, and that's just going to spill into the rest of the game.
Now Dedmond in the backfield, still Minot North going pretty quick. Big stop there for the Firebirds. See who the first one in there was. I believe it was Fee again. Yeah, Cade Fee, the junior middle linebacker for Devils Lake, stops Dedmond after 1 yard.
Yeah, you're gonna have the linebacking crew probably from both defenses are going to be tasked on doing a lot of being able to scrape and flow and fill those gaps and holes. And this is going to be a big fourth down. Both squads really can bet, big fourth down for both of them.
A fourth down inside the Serve Pro red zone. It's 4th and 3 for Minot North. Fake the jet sweep. It'll be Blickery on his own, but he's tackled in the backfield. Huge play made by the other inside linebacker for the Firebirds, Brody Forsberg, the senior. A red zone stop for Devils Lake.
Yeah, great stop there by Devils Lake. Great job there by the linebacker, just kind of freezing and just kind of watching the play develop in front, keeping his eyes on the quarterback. And really did a great job of once Blickery, pulled that ball and tucked in to run up in there, to come up and meet him in the hole and not wait for him to come back. So a great fourth down stand by Devils Lake. Now it's key here for North, kind of return the favor here a little bit and not allow that momentum swing here for Devils Lake to take advantage of it and go the length of the field.
Well, you talked about the 6'6" wide receiver Oliver Worth, and he's alone at the bottom of the screen, but Devils Lake will run the football for the first time. But another stop in the backfield by Minot North. That was a run play for Briar Exner.
Yeah, I think you've seen both defenses do a great job, at least early on here now, have done a great job of swarming to the football. Once they realize where the ball is at, there are not a lot of guys standing in the outside just kind of watching. Everybody's kind of flowing to the football here a little bit, which also for both squads, you know, you see that happening. Don't be surprised if play action starts to play a little bit into that when you see the aggressiveness on both defenses.
Mason Palmer, the quarterback for Devils Lake, in the shotgun. He puts Will Heilman in motion. They'll give to Exner running to the left tackle position, but Minot North, led there by Gunnar Jost, our Sport Clips MVP from a week ago. It's the tackle for loss.
Yeah, again, that's great, just great swarm defense here by Minot North. They've got Devils Lake backed up a little bit. Now they're playing behind the sticks. Obvious passing situation. Something that North has kind of struggled the last couple weeks on is, getting teams off the field here. So don't be surprised maybe seeing a little bit of pressure on the quarterback. But again, if you're Devils Lake, you want to find out where your 6'6" guy is and maybe kind of look his way here.
Well, he now goes to the top of your screen. One-on-one with Gunnar Jost. Two receivers to the right of Mason Palmer. He's going to sprint out. Looking to the near sideline. It's in and out of the hands. Looked like Heilman was the intended target, but great coverage there by Caden Flavin. Timed it up perfectly.
Yeah, that was a great job. I like how Devils Lake kind of gets Palmer out of the pocket a little bit. Kind of gives him an opportunity to pass, dual threat there with the pass and the run. But a great job by Flavin of breaking on the ball when it was in the air and knocked that thing away. So another good fourth down stand. Didn't hurt anything on that, turning the ball over on downs for Minot North. They were able to hold Devils Lake to a punt, and obviously they're going to probably have another series where they're going to have good field position.
Devils Lake, 2 possessions, 0 first downs for the Firebird offense. And as long as Minot North hangs on to the football, which they do, they will start yet another possession inside of Devils Lake territory. I want to remind you that today's broadcast on the PSP Network is brought to you in part by Planet Pizza. You can call now and place an order with Planet Pizza. That's 701-852-1700, serving the Magic City for over 25 years. 5 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the first quarter of a scoreless AA quarterfinal contest between Devils Lake and Minot North. Well, the Firebirds have figured out how to stop Christian Dedman after he went for 21 yards on those first 2 carries. He's been limited to just 3 on his last 3.
Yeah, you look good job there by Devils Lake's defense. They're able to kind of get more of a surge there on the offensive line. When Dedman was getting those big chunk gains, it was, they weren't getting off the block. So much better job doing that here.
Fullback dive for the first time today. It's Evan Berg. He'll fall forward to the 28-yard line. Brings up a 3rd down and 3 yards to go for the Minot North Sentinels.
Good play call there with Berg, being able to slam up there and kind of make, you're going to probably see a little mixture of both, giving the fullback kind of, wearing down the defense a little bit and let Dedman kind of break free.
Kirsten Denman on the 3rd down carry, but it's Fee along with Stetson Trottier who make the stop for the Firebirds. We have a player down for Minot North, and it looks like that's Dedman, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dedman holding that left knee, not a good sign if you're Minot North or anybody at all. We'll step aside as they tend to the starting running back for the Sentinels.
Property owners in Bismarck and Minot seek transformation. ServPro's construction program brings both vision and precision. From that very first hammer strike to the final touch of paint, our dedication remains unwavering. It's not just about remodeling, it's about legacy. In Minot and Bismarck, ServPro is your partner in transformation. We don't just build back, we elevate every space.
How would you like to turn this into this? With Shaw's Crossroads Fuel to Food Reward Program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shaw's Crossroads Restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shaw's Crossroads.
Well, Christian Dedmond, starting running back for Minot North this season, unable to put any weight on that left leg after going down tackled at the line of scrimmage. On 4th down and 3, it's an incomplete pass to Cole Richardson, but obviously the thing that's on everybody's mind here in blue and silver is Dedmon's health.
Yeah, unfortunately we probably didn't get a good look at as far as, but I'm sure when he got wrapped up, probably, bodies underneath him probably got, taken out there a little bit. But yeah, when they were bringing him off the field, he wasn't really putting any weight on that thing whatsoever. So you kind of hope for the best here and just kind of hopefully nothing too majors on. But when a guy has to get helped off the field like that, that's always a cause for concern. But a great 4th down stand there by Devils Lake defense. So it's kind of up to Minot North here to kind of get back on track here defensively.
Extra tight ends out there for Devils Lake as they begin their 3rd possession of the game on offense. But again, the run games for both of these teams is not really going anywhere at this point.
No, and we kind of talked about that before we went on the air, and even one of the key, when we talked about in the pregame is that battle up front in the trenches there is going to kind of dictate how this game is going to go. And both defenses have done a great job of kind of neutralizing the run game of both teams. So it's going to be which team can kind of make some adjustments here going into the last 4 minutes of this quarter and then the remainder of the game to see what can happen.
There'll be a pass here for Palmer. They set up the halfback screen and Briar Exner, but again, it's blown up right away. Look at that, was Pakalak again, the safety, as well as Jost in the backfield. And that group of defensive backs for Minot North, there's not many better in the 2A class.
No, they do. I've been impressed with them all year. That they're physical. They like to come. They like to come in and come up and make contact and hit you a little bit. And that's what you kind of need especially when you've got big running backs and larger receivers that you might be outsized or out muscled or whatever. But they do a great job of coming up, and they don't care if they're the smaller guy or not. They're going to come up and make contact.
Inside of 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go. First quarter still without a touchdown on the board. Pass complete over the middle. It's Devils Lake's first down of the game. Weston Nelson hangs on to that Mason Palmer pass.
Yeah, that was a great job coming across the middle there, Nelson. And two guys from North there waiting for him. So a great job, great concentration, and a great job of being able to hold on to the football, knowing that he's going to get hit probably not by one, but two Minot North guys.
Is that one of the biggest confidence boosts Devils Lake's going to get all game long, completing a pass over the middle of the field and moving the football after the defense makes 2 huge stops on 4th down. Palmer has to get out of the pocket, has an open man, but it's dropped. It was Cade Fee this time, the intended target. Nobody around him near that Devils Lake sideline.
Yeah, it looks like he came from our side of the field just on a deep crossing route, and when that happens and you start passing guys off like that, sometimes it gets lost in transition. And so he was able to kind of scramble out and just a nice easy pitch and catch, and I guess just probably took his eyes off the ball a little bit and brought his hands in a little too quick. But a great job here. I mean, they've shown that they can move the ball here in the air now.
2 receivers to either side. There's a flag as Oliver Worth gets his first catch of the game. We'll check what the penalty's all about. Likely a formation penalty.
Yep.
Legal procedure against Devils Lake will back them up. So you get that first down completion. We just talked about the momentum swing that the Firebirds could have carried, and then a dropped pass for another first down followed by a pre-snap penalty, and it's going to be 2nd down and 15.
Yeah, you look at, we talk about in the pregame, one of the keys was the, get started, get going early. And we talked about more on the defensive side for Devils Lake is not allowing North to have some big plays in the first couple downs. But offensively, if you're Devils Lake, that's last thing you really want to do is have a drop pass and then you have a penalty against yourself. Move yourself back behind the sticks, and it's really nothing North did. So now you're having to play catch up here a little bit just against yourself.
2 running backs with Palmer. He's going to throw some extra protection here for their quarterback. Completes a pass again to Will Heilman. It's going to be short of the first down marker, but gets Devils Lake all the way to the 49, brings up a 3rd down and 2.
Good play there. I was kind of watching the defensive back, or some of the linebackers kind of cheated up a little bit, and then Heilman was able to just kind of find that open zone there behind the defenders and just kind of sit there and wait for Palmer to kind of go through his progressions and then find him. So it was a nice, easy throw over the linebacker, and if you can get it over the linebacker there, that was a big second down second down play to give you a 3rd and short.
Minot North's 3rd down defense has been really good today. They go under center. Devils Lake with the fullback dive. It's Cade Fee, and that will be enough for the 1st down. Got 2 extra yards, and the Firebirds are now in Minot North territory for the first time.
Yeah, good simple play there, fullback dive. We see it a lot with Minot North, with Berg, and when you kind of need those 3 or 4 yards, you're going to turn on and you're going to give it to your fullback here. So, North here out, they kind of have to figure out something here to kind of stem the tide here a little bit. The momentum swing has kind of shifted here a little bit in Devils Lake's favor.
Firebirds pushing into Minot North territory on this 3rd offensive possession. Briar Exner with the run. Goes off tackle, and he'll pick up a nice gain of 6 yards.
You're slowly starting to see the offensive line for Devils Lake is kind of starting to, at least in this possession, in this drive, is kind of starting to take advantage a little bit and kind of impose their will a little bit here on Minot North front 4. So, we're going to have to maybe see something here from the defense as far as maybe even bringing in a linebacker or something, just kind of that cause a little disruption here on that in the line of scrimmage.
Just 42 seconds remain in quarter number 1 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Straight drop back for Palmer. Now checking the routes down the field, finds Exner, probably the last read that he was given from Coach Lambrecht, but it works for a Devils Lake 1st down. The clock will stop momentarily with 32 seconds to go.
Yeah, I was kind of watching Palmer there. He was kind of directing traffic and telling those guys to keep going deep, and that was just a great job of running just verticals and then just having Exner just come and, again, just find that soft little zone opening there. And just kind of sit there and wait and just know that, Palmer was going to go through his progressions, and then eventually, if there was nothing there and he was still open, he was going to find him with the football. And a good 1st down gain there by Devils Lake.
Seeing replays brought to you by Ryan Family Dealerships today. Under center for 1st and 10 from the Sentinel 29. Play action rollout for Palmer. Out to his left. Avoids a sack, standing right up against his own sideline, and throws that one a little bit high. 3 seconds to go, but penalty flags.
Yeah, it was a good job defensively. It looked like there was a linebacker kind of spying Palmer there a little bit, and then once he realized he was actually, he was actually going to throw, he actually did a great job of coming up and forcing the issue a little bit and kind of rush it a little. But it kind of looked like preliminary. It kind of maybe looks like this is a Devils Lake penalty.
Yeah, holding called against the Firebirds. So again, you pick up 1st downs, you keep on moving. This offense has been making their way down the field, but it's their own penalties that have been stalling this drive a little bit. This should be the last play of the 1st quarter coming up on what's now 1st down and 20 yards for the Devils Lake Firebirds. On the road and in a scoreless tie with Minot North in the AA Football Quarterfinals. Thank you for joining us today on the PSP Network. Devils Lake starting quarterback Mason Palmer, the junior, standing 6 feet tall, back from injury. He's been out for 3 weeks, but he is good to go today. That is a tackle for loss again for Minot North. Leading the charge for the Sentinels, Tyler Steele, who tackles Exner, and that will end our 1st quarter.
Yeah, that was a great job. Minot North, knowing that Devils Lake was playing behind the sticks, did a great job of coming up and playing that run and even, forcing another couple of yard loss there.
After a quick break, we'll come back with quarter number 2. No points in the first 12 minutes here from Minot.
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan. Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA Civic. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
First play of quarter number 2. It's Devils Lake on offense. 2nd down and 20 for the Firebirds from the Minot North 42-yard line. Ball on the left hash. Palmer steps right up and throws to Cade Fee, who wasn't even looking at his quarterback.
Yeah, no, that was kind of unfortunate because Fee was kind of running up the seam there kind of wide open, and if he would have just, taken the time to kind of look back, that would have been a nice, easy pitch and catch, and would have got you a little better for a more manageable 3rd down. But this is extremely a long 3rd down opportunity here for Devils Lake. Minot North defensively, you just got to make sure you keep everything in front. Don't give up don't get caught watching in the backfield and allow a receiver to get behind you. Just kind of drop back in your zones and just kind of wait for a receiver to come in. And then obviously the front, the defensive line's got to do a good job of making sure that Palmer can't get out and scramble. Just kind of keep everything contained inside.
Shotgun snap for Palmer, drops back to midfield, throws over the middle. That was dangerous. The pass was broken up by Cameron Jez, but his wide receiver still on the ground, Will Heilman. That's just putting your wide receiver in a bad spot.
Yeah, that was unfortunate because the free safety there for North, he was just kind of sitting back there and watching the quarterback, kind of what the free safeties are supposed to do, and just kind of waited for him to think that pass was going to be able to be complete, and did a great job of breaking on the ball. And had not been for the contact there, probably would have came up with the interception. So great job there by North. They were able to kind of hold it a little bit and force Devils Lake here to a punt.
Oliver Worth will punt this away for Devils Lake. Gets it off cleanly. It will be taken from the 11-yard line. Flavin doesn't even need to set up the blocks. He's out past the 20, 25 to the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Sentinels. So their worst starting field position of the day, but you just get the sense that it frees up a little more room, a little more options for you on offense than cramming it into 30 yards.
Well, yeah, you look at their, they're at the 27-yard line. It's not like they're backed up to the end zone there behind them. So, they've got some room to play with here. The interesting thing is going to be now with Dedman out, what are they going to do offensively as far as the run game is concerned, which really hasn't been much of a problem during the year.
Well, they go with another really strong option out of the backfield, which is Carter Coleman. Coleman breaks through one tackle at the line of scrimmage. Devils Lake thinks the football is out. Minot North also maybe saw that one go loose, but the Sentinels will hang on to possession at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, the nice thing that we've seen all season long with North is they haven't relied just solely on Dedman to do the running. Yeah, he's the main feature back, but they like to rotate guys in, not knowing that, again, you have momentum swings here and there, but they've got guys that can share the load.
Blickery carries out that play-action fake, and now will throw to Cameron Jez. Jez has the 1st down. Is he to midfield? No, stops at the Sentinel 49-yard line. But Minot North, a rare pass here. They go hurry up to the line of scrimmage as we watch this Ryan Family Dealerships replay.
Yeah, great job of getting Blickery out in space there and allowing him the option.
I formation. Here goes Cole Richardson. Richardson has to fight for 3 yards. Wrestled down by Brody Forsberg.
Yeah, I think you're going to see more and more of just chipping away as far as North goes offensively running the football. The idea of being able to give it back, turn around and give back to the running back who's going to be able to go 10-12 might not be there, so they're just going to have to continue to chip away at it.
Josiah Jaconet goes in motion. Penalty flags before the snap. It's a false start against, I believe it was one of those running backs that jumped before the snap. So that pushes Minot North back 5. Brings up 2nd down and 12. 10:22 to go in the first half.
Sometimes when you run that jet motion, and all it is a timing thing, and sometimes those running backs get going kind of lean a little bit too much because they want to get that mesh point just down right. So that sometimes you see that happen every once in a while.
They'll fake the toss to Richardson. Blickery doesn't have much time, just floats one in the air, and nobody made a play on the football. He was going to Josiah Jaconet around the 30-yard line. Worth was in coverage, and you're going to see one of these Devils Lake defensive backs see it, but never really went after the football.
Yeah, they were fortunate. North was extremely lucky there. He just kind of threw that thing up, hoping somebody would get it, and everybody just kind of stood around and watched it. So North kind of dodged the bullet there a little bit. So again, you got 3rd and long here for North. They're going to have to try to do something to get this thing more manageable if they indeed want to try to go for it on 4th down.
Junior quarterback Braden Blickery in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left, the wide side of the field. He's going to throw the halfback screen. They set it up perfectly to Evan Berg. Berg has the 1st down and gets thrown forward, not by the defense, but by his own offensive lineman. It was Maxim Hall downfield that helped pick up some extra yardage.
That is a great example of an offense taking advantage of the defense that wants to kind of come up and make plays. So great play call there at the perfect time they needed it.
Loaded line of scrimmage, but Cole Richardson had to readjust there to try and find a hole to run through, limited to just 3 yards. This Devils Lake run defense has lived up to what they wanted to do, at least in the first half, of stopping the Minot North run and making them pass. Fullback dive now to Berg. Berg, 2 hands on the football. Who's going to bring him down? It takes 2 white jerseys to do so. Ryland Samuelson was in there, as well as Jackson Strong, but Minot North continues to go hurry up. Devils Lake trying to sub. They're still running somebody off the field, and yeah, they're going to have to call a timeout. First International Bank and Trust timeout on the field, called by the Firebirds. Minot North is on the move and going fast.
Property owners in Bismarck and Minot seek transformation. ServPro's construction program brings both vision and precision. From that very first hammer strike to the final touch of paint, our dedication remains unwavering. It's not just about remodeling, it's about legacy. In Minot and Bismarck, ServPro is your partner in transformation. We don't just build back, we elevate every space.
You can see an instant replay today on the PSP Network. Brought to you by Ryan Family Dealerships. For 50 years, Ryan has been a trusted name for car buyers in Western North Dakota. Shop their entire inventory at driveryan.com. Visit one of their 5 locations in Minot and Williston. After the second quarter, we'll have the Magic Towing halftime report. Remember, their phone number is 701-509-4011. There's no job too big or too small when you call Magic Towing, serving Western North Dakota. We'll take a look at some scores from around the state, which the North Dakota score feed is helping us while the game is going on. Geez, that Red River score, it gets even bigger every time we look at it. 41-0 lead over St. Mary's in the first half. Back to the action here at Sentinel Stadium. Fake to Jacquenet on the jet sweep. Goes to Richardson. There's a flag down behind the play, and thinking this one might be going against the Sentinels.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. They're kind of shooting themselves in the foot here a little bit, but they've shown when they've had miscues like that, they've been able to kind of get that back. But it's just, how many times can you run that risk of keep doing it over and over again? And with the holding penalty, that's going to move you back even farther. So, North has got to figure something out here as far as cleaning some things up like that, because they've shown that they can move the ball down the field against this defense. So they're really only kind of stopping themselves here at this point.
Hall called for the holding for Minot North. A 4-receiver set for the Sentinels, and now whistles again before the snap. Oh, our head referee didn't get his flag back. And that 3-receiver look to the wide side of the field. This time they go screen pass to Jacquenet, but he dropped it, and that was forward. Blickery asking for a late hit call. It was Stetson Trottier that was unblocked, the nose guard.
Yeah, great play call there. I think if Jacquenet would have been able to kind of keep his eyes on the ball and bring that thing in, that had some makings to have some pretty good yardage gain back there. So that's one thing. Both defenses kind of have been able to kind of get some pressure on the quarterback here a little bit too. So again, another big 2nd and long. Devils Lake is going to kind of pin their ears back here a little bit, maybe go after them.
Looks like just about the same formation. And a screen pass now to Paxton Packlack. Again, Blickery's hit, and this time they're going to call it. Stetson Trottier did not get away with it twice. And that's really too bad for Devils Lake. They stopped Packlack. They stopped that screen pass play, but Minot North is going to get a free 15 yards.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Devils Lake, because they benefited from that holding penalty. That that first time they tried to run that screen, it was an incomplete pass, and again Blickery kind of took that late shot on the first down play, and it just kind of turned to the referee and just probably said, hey, you would just do me a favor and just kind of take a look at that. And then again, so, the referee was kind of watching it, and they kind of ran the same play, and again, benefit from it, and that's one of these miscues that Devils Lake was kind of talking about. Hey, we don't need to give North, free yardage. They really kind of shot themselves in the foot here. Now they're really kind of on the door here, ready to go.
Yeah, from a 2nd and 20 plus to 1st down and 10 inside the Serve Pro red zone. Richardson finds 4 yards of running room there, and it was not Trotter the second time. It was Cameron Lindy called for the roughing the passer penalty. Again, Devils Lake trying to sub with Minot North, not even going to the huddle. Now running right, Cole Richardson inside the 5. 1st down for Minot North. And inside the Serve Pro red zone, 24/7 emergency service and trained technicians. It's Serve Pro. The officials will hold up the play here as they reset the chains. Fullback dive to the 1. Breaking a tackle is Evan Berg. Touchdown Minot North, and they are on the BNC National Bank scoreboard first.
That was a good series of 3 downs there once they got the 1st down on the roughing the passer play, and you could see their mindset here is we're going to go up tempo and we're going to go no huddle, and we're going to force Devils Lake to do a lot of subbing and maybe catch them off guard if we can. But a great three-play showing there from Minot North.
The PAT coming from Carter Coleman. Going to go out of it. Richardson to throw to the goal line. It's batted down by the Firebirds, so Minot North lead will stay at 6. 8:24 to go in the 2nd quarter. Minot North, thanks to a fullback dive by Evan Berg, takes the lead here on the PSP Network.
Jersey Mike slices your sub right in front of you, see? The slicer, the meat and cheese, it has a rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah. The rhythm of the slice. This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah.
Order for Danny? Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Life is busy. That's why they'll make managing your money easy at BNC National Bank. With locations in North Dakota and Arizona, visit BNC Bank online at bnc.bank. On the BNC National Bank scoreboard, 8:24 remaining in quarter number 2. It's Minot North 6, Devils Lake 0. Running up and on the return is Weston Strummy, and Strummy will be tackled at the 32-yard line. One of the first times we get to say Wyatt Dakota's name on the PSP Network this season.
Yeah, great job there by the kick coverage. A low line drive kick, and kind of made a hop, and the Devils Lake return man was able to kind of field that hop cleanly. You always kind of hold your breath when it hits the turf like that and bounces. You don't know how if it's gonna bounce off the hands or not. But a good field position here for Devils Lake. See if they can kind of continue those drives that they had the last couple times they've had the ball.
Yeah, drive number 3 for these offenses was really good. It was only Minot North, their 3rd possession on offense that resulted in points, and a lot of that has to do with Devils Lake just not being able to catch the football. Oliver Worth with the drop.
Yeah, he did a great job of just a 5-yard hitch and just turn and just sit and wait for the ball to come. And one of those really easy, all you have to do is just catch. The guy's going to be coming up, but secure the ball first and then turn up the field. You're going to have the advantage. You might be able to, at worst, you're going to lean forward and fall down and gain another 2 yards just for that. So just got to do a better job of cleaning up the catches here and there.
Short pass play to Will Heilman. Heilman is pushed right back. Braxton Thompson with the stop for Minot North. The temperatures are in the 30s, but that's to be expected in playoff football. You're playing into November, so maybe the weather has to do something with those drops. But again, you understand the circumstances.
Yeah, you've got to be able. It's when October. When the calendar flips over to November in playoff football here in North Dakota. It's not going to be. It's not going to be 80, 90 degrees anymore, and you're going to have to be able to play in the cold a little bit. And sometimes the ball's a little harder and your hands are a little colder when that happens, but you just have to work that much harder to make sure you hold on to the football.
Tight trips bunch there to the wide side of the field. They'll go to the halfback again. Exner, he is going to dive ahead to the 39-yard line. Brings up a 4th down and short here for Devils Lake. Short enough to probably go for it.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Devils Lake is keeping the defense on there, keeping the offense on the field, and you know, fourth and manageable. You know, you could try to if you're Minot North, just kind of defensively, just kind of watch the ball, just make sure you don't give them a free first down.
2-by-2 shotgun formation. Minot North does jump.
Yeah, that's one thing you just kind of as a coach you just get frustrated with, because you know you tell the guys all you got just watch the football, watch the guys in front of you. You know, you don't have to really do anything defensively until the ball moves, and who knows, Devils Lake probably, you know, they maybe they were going to go for it, maybe they weren't, but you see that all the time in any level of football. You know, when it's fourth and within 5 yards, there's a good chance that they're going to try to get you to jump off.
Curtis Villa jumped in the neutral zone for Minot North, giving Devils Lake a new set of downs. Exner, though, is stopped for a loss of a yard. A lot of blue jerseys there, and looked like Thompson was in there. Ethan Howie with the tackle. So Maxim Hall.
Oh, great job by Minot North's defense. They've been doing really well against the run. You know, they've given some mistakes. Obviously that penalty was huge as far as keeping the drive going for Devils Lake, but their defense, North's defense, is doing a great job of rising up to the challenge.
Under center is Mason Palmer. Goes back to throw, has a bit of time, goes to the sideline, but overthrown, looking for Will Heilman.
I was kind of watching the receivers and run their routes, and Worth, the big 6'6" receiver, was kind of standing there in the middle of the field with his hands wide open. Nice. and he's still standing there wide open, and I think he's going back to the huddle just to kind of remind Palmer, it's like, hey, throw that thing up in the air and I'm going to go get it, because I'm 6'6" going against 6 foot. You have the advantage. Use that big receiver of yours to your advantage and just throw that football up and let him go get it.
Yeah, he's also trying to redeem himself for that drop earlier in the series. Again, looking one-on-one with Oliver Worth at the top of the screen. Foster going after him, but it's through the hands and intercepted. Cameron Jez has a lot of running room, goes to the Devils Lake sideline and is pushed out of bounds by Exner at the 37. Another case of the drops here for Devils Lake.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for Worth, because that thing went right. I mean, we did exactly what Palmer wanted. He told, Palmer threw that thing up where only he could get it, and unfortunately went right through his hands and right into the waiting hands of the Minot North defender. And just like they have done all year, they've capitalized on getting turnovers, and more times than not, at least during the regular season, they've been able to translate those turnovers into points. So it'll be interesting to see here now, come playoff football, if they can duplicate what they did during the regular season.
Cameron Jez with the interception for Minot North on first down. Again, it's Stetson Trottier just messing up a lot of Minot North run plays.
I think you look at, if you're Devils Lake, you're looking at, it's like, hey, Dedman's obviously out of the game, and probably will be out of the game out for the remainder of the game. So now the run game is it's not lessened, but if anybody's watching North throughout the year, they know that they have a good run game, but it's not that as dynamic as it was when you had Dedman in the backfield. So now you can be a little bit more aggressive. Those smaller guys, if you can make them stop altogether, you have the advantage.
Blickery on the quarterback draw, a couple of fakes there in the backfield as well, and doesn't catch the Firebirds too off guard. Third down and 5 yards for Minot North, now with right about 5 minutes exactly to go before halftime.
I think you're going to probably see North as far as offensively. They're going to get Blickery involved in the run game a little bit more than probably what they were anticipating doing, just based on what they have to deal with now. And that jet sweep quarterback power play is going to be effective in the long run.
Tell you what, they're just fine with Blickery running the football. He's carried the ball over 60 times. This could be an explosive play for Minot North. It's Richardson breaks a tackle at the 5. The extra effort to the goal line. No, they're going to say the knee fell down at the 3-yard line. We've only got a couple of seconds to show this replay because Minot North is on a hurry to the line of scrimmage, but Richardson, juke move there. It's a defender to fly by, and then just had to break one more tackle, which got cut off there on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay. First down and goal from the 2. It's Berg again. Berg fighting. Gets 1 yard. Halfway there are the Sentinels, but expect them to get right back up on the line and snap it again. 12 rushing touchdowns on the year for Braden Blickery. He's stopped this time. Stood up by the Devils Lake defensive front. It's going to come down to 3rd and goal here inside the Serve Pro red zone. At Devils Lake sideline and the cheering section they have all the way on the opposite side of the field. Trying to keep that defense in it. Again, 2 4th down stops in that first quarter in Devils Lake territory for the Firebird defense. And now Minot North will take some extra time.
Looks like we have some kind of equipment issue, a chin strap or helmet there on the Devils Lake defender there. The referee's trying to help kind of get him all situated here. So, but a good first 2 plays here by Devils Lake as far as not allowing North to capitalize on a big play like that.
Yeah, Devils Lake had to sub that player off. So Grady Quam, the freshman, comes in at defensive end. And now the officials will come together here. Shouldn't see exactly what number. They'll add some time on the clock, 25 seconds. There's who it was that had the helmet issue. It was Trottier, who's made so many big plays in this first half for Devils Lake on the defensive line. 3rd and goal, Minot North. They'll go to the tailback, Richardson, but before the play, we've got flags, adding more suspense.
Looks like they're going to get Devils Lake with an offside.
Cameron Lindy, who is calling for that roughing the passer penalty that kept the drive alive for Minot North the last time on the field. Called for offsides. It really gives Minot North 1 yard on the penalty. Still 3rd down and goal from the 1. Inside the 1, that ball is about a half foot from the goal line. Sentinels sprint up to the line of scrimmage. I formation with Berg and Richardson, but it's the quarterback Blickery. This time he's in the end zone for a Minot North touchdown.
Yeah, that's a tough ask for anybody when you're 3rd and goal from the 1, and all you got to do is just kind of basically fall forward and you're in the end zone. That's a lot to ask a defense to kind of do that. Tried to do that 4 times, so it kind of looks like we got a Devils Lake player down now too.
Injury on the field for the Firebirds for Minot North's quarterback Braden Blickery, his 13th touchdown on the ground this season, has just 8 through the air. We showed you that stat earlier on, that he only rushes for about 30 yards per game because all of his carries are in short distance situations like that, but it's really the touchdowns, the telling stat for Blickery on the ground.
Yeah, he's such a threat offensively, and we talk about it a lot, and it's just a weapon like that. Again, he doesn't have to do much. He just, he kind of benefits from the other guys kind of getting him down to these short yardage opportunities where he can just muscle his way in from 1 or 2 yards out into the end zone, and that's a testament to this how well-rounded this ball club is. I mean, they don't just rely on 1 or 2 guys. They've got about 5 or 6 guys that can run the football and can be and are effective running the football when you really kind of take a look at it. And it's kind of like a next man up mentality, whether you go down with an injury or you're just going down or you're just rotating guys in because you want to keep guys fresh or somebody's got a hot hand going running the football. So, I mean, it's one of these things that kind of makes North, at least their offense, kind of makes it for headaches for opposing coaches to kind of scheme as far as what are we going to stop and how are we going to go about doing it.
Can't tell exactly what jersey number down there, so I won't say which name it is, but he's going to need help to get off the field for Devils Lake. And it looks like Minot North will be going for 2 here.
Yeah, they're going to maybe try to
get those points back.
Make up for that the missed opportunity there on the extra point. So
it was Isaac Woodhull who is down for Devils Lake. 2 teams that, again, we talked about, they've stayed healthy throughout the regular season for the most part. Obviously, Firebirds losing their quarterback for 3 weeks, but this first half has been, we've seen an injury for both sides. Now with Woodhull off the field, the 2-point conversion for Minot North. 3:45 to go in the first half. They'll shift all the skill position players. They got 4 of them on the right side now with the tight end Will Bentley. Jacquinette goes in motion as well. They'll give it to him. Josiah Jacquinette trying to get to the edge, but it's set by Devils Lake. Jacquinette, though, somehow Houdini finds a way to get into the end zone. It looked like that play was going to go for about a loss of 8 as the cornerback for Devils Lake came up to make that initial contact from all the way back at the 10. Jacquinette gets into the end zone for 2.
You know, that's a frustrating thing to kind of look at. Your Devils Lake, you did everything right as far as stretching that thing out and forcing Jacquinette to even stop his momentum altogether, and he's still able to kind of squeak through for that 2-point conversion.
One more look at the Ryan Family Dealerships replay of the 2-point conversion. It's 14-0 Sentinels on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
Great news! If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold on. Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealerships.
Kickoff out of bounds by Minot North as we come back from the break. 3 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the first half, so you're thinking probably just one possession here for Devils Lake. You can't really take the lead unless something crazy happens, like what we've seen at Dwayne Carlson Stadium already today, but you can at least cut into this deficit.
Yeah, I think the big thing for Devils Lake is here. You got 3 minutes and 45 seconds. You got a couple timeouts in your back pocket. You know, this is a drive where you don't want to give the ball back to North if you can avoid not giving the ball back to North and running out this clock and eventually as a result being able to put some points on the board too is the big thing.
A lot of motion in the backfield, but it's followed by a handoff to Briar Exner. A lot of fighting there at the line of scrimmage for extra yards. It'll end up being 4 yards on the ground for Exner. Had a big game earlier in this season, limited to just 4.4 yards per carry and 3 touchdowns, but he seems to be their go-to running back for Devils Lake, a team that kind of does it all on offense. Short passes, long passes down the field, but it's been the passing game that's hurt the Firebirds the most today. Interception on the last drive for Mason Palmer. Goes back to Exner on 2nd down and 6. And they're going backwards. Berg, Hall, and Tyler Kippen there for Minot North.
Yeah, that Minot North defense, they're playing, you know, their team's up 14 and their defense is they're being a little bit more aggressive. They're flying up here on the run, knowing that they can still, you know, protect the pass if they need to, but again, for Devils Lake, you want to find a way to pick up this first down to keep this drive going.
Crowd here gets loud again for 3rd down and 4. Shotgun snap to Palmer. Again, lots of time, and this time a completed pass to Oliver Worth. He just boxes out the defense and holds on to the pass, moves the chains. 1st down Firebirds.
Yeah, all he did was just kind of roll out and get past the sticks there and just sit down and make himself a big target there for Palmer to find. So a good 3rd down pickup here by Devils Lake, keeps the ball in their hands and keeps the clock going as far as making sure that they don't give North an opportunity.
1 receiver left, that's Worth. 2 to the right of Mason Palmer. Exner motions from right to left in the backfield. It'll be a pass play for Palmer. Will it turn into a scramble drill from the line of scrimmage? He'll throw back to the middle, and it's caught again for a Devils Lake 1st down. It's Fee with the catch. Well, this is what Devils Lake's offense has been hoping it looks like without the drops.
Yeah, that was a great scramble drill. I was kind of watching Palmer. He was kind of flirting with the line of scrimmage as far as going too far over, and then, of course, makes the cardinal sin of throwing it right back into the middle of the field. But great job by Devils Lake of making sure that they go and get that ball.
Firebirds in a little bit of a hurry here. 2-minute drill of the first half. Another throw over the middle, but this time it is caught by Will Heilman. We saw him get lit up by Jez, the safety, earlier in the game, but Devils Lake, they're catching footballs.
Yeah, that's something that they wanted to do, and you could see that North is kind of sitting back in zone, kind of allowing that to happen. But now if you're North, you got to find a way to kind of cinch this defense up here a little bit.
Clock restarts after they set the sticks for 1st down and 10. Palmer avoids the sack, throws to the goal line, dangerous one. There was a lot of Minot North defensive backs in the area, including Richardson. The pass intended for Weston Nelson. And again, you see the Firebirds trying to get everybody involved in that receiver group.
Yeah, North did kind of dodge a bullet there, because that Nelson was kind of right in front, right at the goal line there. So even if the defender did come up on a caught ball, that was probably going to be in the end zone for a touchdown. So North has got to figure out a way to kind of keep everybody in front.
2nd down and 10 from the 23-yard line. It's a draw play for Devils Lake. Exner, lots of enthusiasm after that run, and a few comments for the Minot North folks on the other side of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good play. I mean, you've got 2 timeouts left. You're in no hurry really to do anything. If you need to, you can call a timeout, but you're doing exactly what you wanted to do and burn up this 3 minutes and 45 seconds.
Firebirds in the Serve Pro red zone. 3rd down and 5. It's a pass that's short, might have been deflected. Oh, and now there's a flag as Blickery was in coverage and maybe gave an extra shove. You'll see it again here on the, well, that's not the Ryan Family Dealerships replay. Here it is. Watch Blickery on the route coming right back over the middle. Yeah, kind of unnecessary there.
Yeah, that was kind of unfortunate. I know you looked at the coaching staff of Minot North was trying to let the officials know that ball may have been tipped at the line of scrimmage. It kind of looked like it from up here, but again, we probably didn't have the best views when you're elevated like that. But again, the North coaches were talking about how it was a tipped football. But again, now this is something that if you're Minot North, you can't really let this affect you mentally too much. Yeah. Was it a mistake? Maybe, who knows? But you got to find a way now here to get your minds right here and make plays here in the last 51 seconds.
1st and goal from the 10. Palmer to pass. It's a quick throw to the sideline. Worth dropped it. It was low. It wasn't necessarily on target, but Worth unable to haul it in.
Yeah, I think if you look at Palmer, I'm pretty sure he probably would like an opportunity to make a little better throw there, but it was kind of low and away. You did the best we could to try to make a good play and make a good catch on the ball. But again, North is, they dodged a bullet there on that incomplete pass here, but they got to do, they've got 3 downs here now. They've got to get things right here defensively to preserve the shutout so far.
Oh, Devils Lake only has 46 seconds remaining. The Firebirds do have 2 timeouts. Shotgun snap to Palmer. Pressure there immediately from Howie. Throws high over the end zone and incomplete. Had Heilman running free along the back end line. But another high throw, again affected by that pressure from the Sentinels.
You've seen a lot of Devils Lake receivers just running kind of free across the middle and stuff. And that's one thing I think the secondary linebackers have to kind of do a great job of keying. The one thing I'd like to see Howie not do is leave his feet there and try to, keep his feet and allow don't allow Palmer to get out of the pocket. He was probably anticipating a quick throw there, and that's probably why he leapt up a little bit. But North has got to get a good pass rush here on this 3rd down play. Devils Lake just burned a timeout here, so they've got 1 left. If they can force a sack here or some quarterback pressure, force them to use some clock here in this 3rd down play, it's going to be beneficial to them. So after the penalty, they've been able to kind of tighten things up here defensively. At least the first 2 downs. It's now these next 2 downs that are going to be the crucial ones.
That's the First International Bank and Trust timeout called by the Devils Lake Firebirds and head coach Todd Lambrecht. First International Bank is a full-service, family-owned, independent community bank built on the bond between our employees and customers, founded in 1910 and growing to serve rural and urban communities across Arizona, Minnesota, North and South Dakota. Also find them online at FIBT.com. Well, Minot North's first scoring drive was helped by a penalty, giving them a new set of downs. Could that be the case here for Devils Lake again after that pass interference call against Blickery? It's 3rd down and goal for Devils Lake for the Minot North 10. Worth contacted while the ball was in the air, but he still makes the catch. He kind of blindly found that one for a Devils Lake touchdown. Not sure how it happened, but we'll see it again.
Yeah, he did. I was kind of looking at him. I thought if there's somebody that the Devils Lake is going to key on here down in the red zone, it's going to be your 6'6" kid, and he was just kind of going to do it, just kind of a post corner type thing. And yeah, he kind of made contact with the defender, but he never really had an opportunity to turn around, and the ball just kind of fell into his lap. So a good drive there by Devils Lake, a good statement drive by Devils Lake, and they did exactly what they wanted to do, and they left very little time for North here going into halftime, and they got some points on the board to boot.
Briar Exner with the point after try. It's successful. Devils Lake trails 7-14, 32 seconds to halftime.
Meet Gary. Gary is an ordinary guy, but right now Gary has car trouble. Gary doesn't know about magic towing. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing. We are here to help 24/7. Magic Towing in Western North Dakota. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing.
Today's broadcast of high school football on the PSP Network brought to you in part by Minot State University. The best way to predict your future is to create it. With over 100 areas of study at Minot State, you'll earn the degree for the career you desire. Be seen, be heard, be you. And MSU, that's Minot State University. Following the Firebirds touchdown drive, it's a short kick that will roll all the way back to the return man, Coleman. And Coleman breaks some tackles. Here goes Carter Coleman. Carter Coleman to the 40, and he is going to go for a Minot North touchdown. We said Devils Lake, both on the air and during the break, they didn't give Minot North a whole lot of time to score, but the offense doesn't even have to come on the field. It's Carter Coleman, the new returner, going to the house.
You know, actually, not a bad idea. Just the squib kick that thing, and you could see that there were a couple guys kind of just let it bounce, get by him. And then, of course, when that happens, you sometimes lose discipline as a kick team. And so that, Carter just kind of was able to field the ball and made mention before we came back from the break. If Carter Coleman was going to be able to get a good return with 3 timeouts, Minot North might be able to do something. Well, Carter said, "Well, the heck with a good return. I'm just going to go ahead and run this thing back." And then all that momentum that Devils Lake was able to acquire in that last 3 minutes and a little over 3 minutes just kind of went to the wayside with that big return there for Carter.
Yeah, timeout called there by, looks like Devils Lake for this extra point for Minot North. And maybe it was called by Minot North because Coleman, he's got to do the kicking now after that long return. And we always talk in the postseason, special plays need to be made, and usually it's by special teams.
Yeah, you take a look at playoff games and can you capitalize on miscues? Well, Minot North was able to get an interception that resulted in points, and now Carter Coleman was able to run back a kickoff after Devils Lake went down and marched down and put points on the board. So definitely a game of swing and momentum, and it's fully back in the favor of Minot North.
The extra point is good for Coleman, who scores all 7 points on that touchdown for Minot North. They lead 21-7. Still time left in the first half for the Firebirds.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Well, after a scoreless first quarter that was all about the defense, we have had 28 points in this second quarter and 2 touchdowns in the last 30 seconds. High kickoff here from Carter Coleman will be fielded at the 11-yard line by Weston Strummy, and he's brought down at the 26, so Devils Lake will have 13 seconds to do something in this first half. And just the way that Minot North has made the more explosive plays today with that interception, the kick return, the stops that they've made on defense, they just hand it off to Briar Exner here and go into the break.
I think I think you're going to do something where you're just going to say, you know what, let's just get something here. Let's just run a play. Let's get into halftime. Let's make some adjustments here. And so it might even look like he's just going to take a knee too and just let this clock run out and go into halftime.
Kneel down by Mason Palmer, and that will bring about the conclusion of the first half. Again, 0 points in the first quarter, 28 total in quarter number 2, 21 of them from Minot North as they take a 2-possession lead into the Magic Towing halftime report. That's coming up next on the PSP Network.
Presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. PSP Network. It's game day.
The foundation of the financial planning approach at Legacy Financial Partners is a personal relationship. Our unique and collaborative approach to financial planning starts with your dreams, not just the numbers. We will work with you regularly to take action to update your plan as your needs evolve, recommending products and services that are right for your situation.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Shields Visa is more than just a card. It's the freedom to go. It's a gateway to explore and do more of what you love. Imagine where the Shields Visa can take you. So join us in discovering endless possibilities. Shields Visa. Together, we've got this.
Meet Gary. Gary is an ordinary guy, but right now Gary has car trouble. Gary doesn't know about magic towing. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing. We are here to help 24/7. Magic Towing in Western North Dakota. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing.
A lot to break down from the first two quarters of football here from Sentinel Stadium. AA quarterfinal round. Minot North leads at the Magic Towing halftime report. 21-7 over Devils Lake. Magic Towing serving Western North Dakota. Remember their phone number at 701-509-4011. There's no job too big or too small when you call Magic Towing. Again, that phone number 701-509-4011. Well, you go back to the first quarter and how much of a defensive battle that was with Minot North. Back-to-back 3-and-outs they force. They take over in Devils Lake territory both times, but it's fourth down stops by the Firebirds on those first two Minot North possessions that kept us scoreless through the first 12 minutes. I don't know. It's not really what we were expecting from the game, but it kind of turned into our expectations there that this one would be controlled by the defense.
Yeah, I think we kind of expected both teams probably to start the game to kind of just feel each other out, what they were going to be able to do, and both teams in that first quarter were able to move the football, but then both defenses were able to kind of stop the momentum on the offense, and then the quarter switched over to the second quarter, and then like the floodgates opened as far as the offenses were able to kind of do a little bit more, and Minot North is kind of just they stuck to their game plan like they had been all year, and we're going to run the football, and then we're going to take advantage of it through the air when we feel the time is right, and we're also going to capitalize on some mistakes, and that's kind of been the MO for Minot North all season. They've been able to force turnovers, they've been able to score off of those turnovers, and they've been able to have a big play here and there, which the kickoff after the kick return for a touchdown after Devils Lake was able to go down and put some points on the board and use a lot of the time remaining in the second quarter. That was obviously a big shot in the arm for Devils Lake. They were feeling pretty good about themselves, and then of course Carter Coleman kind of shuts the door on that on that return ensuing kickoff. So the second half was maybe kind of indicative of what we were kind of maybe thinking the first half was going to be. Now the challenge for both ball clubs now is in the locker room here. If you're Devils Lake, hey, what are we what kind of change, what adjustments are we going to have to make here in the second half? We've shown that we can move the football. We've been able the passing game in that last drive that resulted in the touchdown. We were able to complete some passes and make some big and get some big chunk yardage there. So do we continue to do that? Do we look at, utilizing the passing game a little bit more, which I think we're probably going to see a little bit more of at Devils Lake. And if you're Minot North, hey, just keep doing what we've been doing. We've been giving up plays. They kind of a bend but don't break type of defense there, allowing them to catch the ball and in front of them and just making tackles. And unfortunately, just they just got too close to the end zone there and weren't able to keep them out of the end zone. But offensively, it looked like Dedmon is probably done for the night, and so now the running game now falls on the legs of Berg, and Blickery is probably going to. You don't be surprised if he gets a little bit more involved in the run game a little bit. But then you've got your scat backs back there that are going to have to kind of step up here a little bit and be a little bit more featured in the second half as far as the run game is going to go. But with a 14-point lead, that last 3 minutes of the half, no lead is safe here, especially in this division. So now Minot North has to find a way to keep the foot on the throttle and foot on the gas and be able to keep that momentum going into the second half and continue to put points on the board. They can't be satisfied just chewing up the clock and not having some points as a result. They have to be able to put lengthy drives in, drives that chew up a lot of the clock, but then drives that also result into points on the scoreboard. Yeah, covering all the bases here on the Magic Towing Halftime Report, but baseball season is over. It's football playoff time, and we've got scores from around the state. The AAA and AA quarterfinals well underway in North Dakota. It's 21-7 here in Minot.
Jersey Mike slices your sub right in front of you, see? The slicer, the meat and cheese, it has a rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah. The rhythm of the slice. This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah.
Order for Danny?
Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Why do I bank at First Western? Easy. They take care of their customers.
That's right, Carson. You may be number 11 on the field, but at First Western, you and our customers are never just a number.
First Western provides the best in customer service.
When our customers call with a question, we answer their call personally.
Now that's pro-level service.
Thanks, Carson. Professional, friendly, full-service banking is what you can count on at First Western.
First Western, you can bank on us.
Whether it's getting an education, making priceless memories, learning to play, playing to learn, or simply getting where you need to go, the team at Ackerman Estvold has been behind these projects and countless others, developing critical infrastructure, valuable spaces, and even some good old-fashioned fun. Entrusted with the things you know, but delivering more than you may realize. Ackerman Estvold, trusted for decades and decades to come.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
At the half here in Minot at Sentinel Stadium, playing in their first ever playoff game are the Minot North Sentinels and leading Devils Lake 21-7. Devils Lake in their first playoff appearance since 2021, and the Firebirds, who in that time span from 2021 and all the way back to 2017, just one playoff win in those 4 postseason appearances. Not since 2017 have Devils Lake advanced to the semifinal round. What are maybe one thing they need to do here to advance and go on the road again?
I think the big thing is defensively they're going to have to find a way to kind of force Minot North to play from behind the sticks, I guess, so to speak. To force them into some long downs, and then capitalize on some things. They've done some things well defensively. They've been able to shut down the run when they need to, but can they do that on a consistent basis? That's going to be the big thing. And will the frustration start to set in if North was able to put another score or 2 up on the board here in the third quarter? What does that do for the psyche if you're Devils Lake? I think offensively, I think they've got a nice thing going there. They've shown that they can move the ball through the air, and they can actually move the ball on the ground a little bit. The screen game looks pretty good for them as for another thing as well too. So I think they're just going to have to rely on some of those things, and know that they're not going to get it all back on the first play or even the first score in the second half. They're going to have to chip away, and football's a funny game. You just need one or 2 bounces to go your way, and they're right back in this thing.
The early games in the AA quarterfinals have gone final. Grand Forks Red River, a 41-13 dominating win over Bismarck St. Mary's. So rare you see the Saints go home in the quarterfinal round in their first year back in AA football. They've won so many state championships at that school, but it won't be this year. Red River will be hosting the winner of Wahpeton and Valley City, and it's Wahpeton that is pulled well ahead at the half over the Highliners 34-14, and it looks like the East is having their way here in the quarterfinal round as West Fargo Horace took down Jamestown 14-0. Knew that one was going to be a defensive battle. Lived up to all of that out at West Fargo Horace. So the Hawks await the winner of this one. Hopefully they've all tuned into PSP Network now after celebrating a quarterfinal victory. Horace looking for some redemption in the postseason after falling a bit short a year ago. A successful first year for the Hawks, and they already have a win against both Minot North and Devils Lake this season. On the AAA side, already one final. Minot High takes care of business against West Fargo 23-0. They'll be at home next week on the PSP Network against the winner of Fargo Davies and Mandan. Maybe a few more points than we thought would be scored in that game. Davies 21, Mandan 14 out of halftime. Bismarck High leads Shanley at the Community Bowl 22-7 at the half. That game is also on the PSP Network tonight. And then Cheyenne at home, the number 1 seed from the East, up on Bismarck Legacy 14-0 in the third quarter. Those are your scores from 3A and 2A tonight, the quarterfinal rounds. The single A and 9-man quarterfinals get started tomorrow, as we'll be in Velva and New Rockford tomorrow afternoon. Velva, Drake Animus Garrison hosting Harvey Wells County. Velva looked not too shabby in the first round with a 71-0 win over Southern McLean. Harvey Wells County, though, just barely squeaked out a win against Ellendale Edgeley Cullum. They go on the road to the number 2 team in the state. And the New Rockford Cheyenne, you know what? They score 60 points per game and they allow less than a touchdown. So Grant County Flasher has their work cut out for them and a long road trip as well. It's time to start the second half here in Minot. AA quarterfinal, Devils Lake and Minot North. Sentinels leading 21-7. Again, it's a low kick. Wyatt Dakota will pick it up and get past the 30-yard line. The Lightning doesn't strike twice for Minot North on the Firebirds squib kick. So first down and 10 for the Sentinel offense. Again, without Christian Denman. He went down with a knee injury in the first half, was carted to the locker room, and I don't think we're seeing him right now on the sideline either, which is really tough for Minot North. A huge loss to their offensive production, but they have Cole Richardson as the tailback, Evan Berg the fullback, Braden Blickery the quarterback under center. Gives to Richardson. The junior gets 2 yards. And it should be noted, Devils Lake has not been hurt by the running game today. It has been all about just penalties and Minot North getting to goal line spots and scoring.
Yeah, Minot North's been able to to run the ball. Dedmon was able to get some big yardage there in the first quarter, but really, the run game hasn't hurt Devils Lake in the long run.
Tackle made there by Tracer Tollefson. Ends up being a gain of 3 yards there for Minot North, but Tollefson was hanging on to the running back the whole way.
Yeah, Berg just simple fullback dive there to Berg, and again, just getting as many yards as he can. Great job by Devils Lake, just kind of wrapping up and holding on, making sure that that 2 or 3 yard gain didn't result in a first down. But again here, this will be a big shot in the arm for Devils Lake if they can force a 3 and out here for Minot North on the first drive of the second half.
3rd and 4 from the 40. Pass goes to Josiah Jacquinette, but it is dropped. How many times have we said that today? The Minot High West Fargo broadcast crew had their fair share of missed snaps, and we've had dropped passes.
Yeah, both teams have kind of been plagued by that, and that was just that was a first down reception there by Jacquinette. But again, like a lot of the receivers have, they just kind of started to turn upfield before having possession of the football, and that's something that both sides have to do a little better job of cleaning up on. Devils Lake did a good job there in the second quarter there on their touchdown drive of holding on to the football. So Minot North's got to kind of figure out a way to do the same thing.
Low punt nearly contacts the Devils Lake player, but will roll to a stop at the 29-yard line. So here we see the Firebirds offense on the field for the first time out of the halftime break. The second quarter, easily their best quarter on offense. They were able to catch the football. They just haven't been able to find a run game either to complement the passing game when they would probably like to run. And another part of that is Mason Palmer, who likes to run the football himself, kind of been a bit apprehensive to run with that injury he's coming off of. It'll be Palmer in the shotgun with Briar Exner behind him, so it'll be the pistol formation here for Devils Lake on 1st down and 10. Palmer puts a man in motion. It's Will Heilman. Hand off to Briar Exner. 1 yard and nothing else as Minot North's defense quickly gets up to the line of scrimmage.
That's one thing that Minot North has done really well, like in the first half, and now this first play here for the drive for Devils Lake, is they've been able to kind of stop the run kind of right at the line of scrimmage. They haven't really been able to let those running backs kind of get going to the second level. So great job by North kind of right on the bat.
Already 2 minutes gone by in the third quarter. Now a pass completed to Heilman. He bounces off a tackle, still going. He's out of bounds. Stopped the clock, but still going to need an extra yard if you're Devils Lake. 3rd down and 1 coming up for the Firebirds.
Yeah, good second down play there. Got the pocket, got Palmer kind of out of the pocket, kind of rolling. Heilman was able to kind of, that's kind of been his go-to receiver. He's been, when he needs a good reception and a big gain, seems like it's Heilman is who he looks at, and now a manageable 3rd and short here for Devils Lake.
5 on the line of scrimmage defensively for Minot North. It'll be an Exner run. His back to the defense, has the first down. Briar Exner gonna have to thank that offensive line for giving him just a small hole to run through.
Yeah, Exner's he's a good hard runner. So when you need 1 or 2 yards, it's almost like for the equivalent for Minot North would be Berg. It's just giving him the ball and get us the 2 or 3 you need. Exner here, we need 2 yards here. Get us the 2 yards and keep the drive going.
The 6'1", 200-pound junior gets the football again. Exner though tracked down from behind, and it's the player comp that you just made, Evan Berg as well as Will Bentley, with the stop at the backfield. Loss of 2 yards, 2nd down and 12 for Devils Lake. 9:20 left in quarter number 3.
That linebacking crew from Minot North just does a great job of, once they recognize where the ball is at, they are downhill runners, and they're filling those gaps, and they're getting in the backfield before those offensive linemen can get off those defensive linemen to even block them.
Firebirds do get back to the line of scrimmage. The original line of scrimmage. But a 3rd down and long for Minot North. That defensive back group so strong in these situations. Already seen an interception by Cameron Jez.
If you're those safeties there for Minot North, your eyes have to be on Palmer and know where the ball is going find Heilman. Where's Worth at? Find those two guys that want to get to the football.
Palmer dropping back in the pocket and throws that one out of bounds. Lift to play another down there if you're Devils Lake instead of forcing something that could result in a turnover.
Now that's one thing we didn't see a lot of in that first half by North is were they able to get pressure on Palmer, and that was a great job of being able to get a couple guys there from North to get some pressure on him so he couldn't sit back, get himself settled in the pocket and find those receivers, forced to run out and just kind of throw it away and result in a 3-and-out by North.
You punt here for Devils Lake. Worth again gets it off. What a punt. That one's high in the sky. Takes Pakalak back to the 20-yard line. Can't field it cleanly twice. Now picks it up at the 7-yard line. Pakalak to the 20. Surprised so much good came from that play for Minot North, as they'll have first down and 10 with 79 yards in front of them.
Yeah, your biggest fear as a returner, or even the coaching staff, is watching that nice high punt and allowing the defense, allowing that punt coverage to kind of get down the field. And then if you don't get that thing clean and you make contact, that thing is a live ball, and you've got to make sure you run down and get it. So a great job by the return man there of making something out of nothing, really.
Under center I formation for Minot North. They put Will Bentley in motion, the tight end, from one side of the line of scrimmage to the other. Handoff to Richardson. 2 yards. We mentioned it in the last drive, Cory, about how the run game has been stopped. Well, this is the last couple of games for Minot North on the ground. Just look at these numbers. 306 against Watford City. They were stopped a little bit by Dickinson, had to throw the ball, but last week to clinch the West Region Championship, 379 yards on the ground against the Highliners. Play action, Blickery rolls out. He's going to tuck it and run, breaks one tackle, puts the head forward, and stopped a half yard short of the line to gain. How many times have you seen in 11-man football in high school rush for 380 yards?
That's almost unheard of up here. I mean, there's been some good teams around the area that can run the football, but on a consistent basis, like you just showed on that graphic, that be, out of the last 4 games, 3 of them have been, well north of 250, plus yards. But yeah, last week against Valley City, 3 guys that rushed for over 100 yards. I mean, that's a testament that you have guys that can just flat out run the ball.
Yeah, one of them was the quarterback, Braden Blickery, who gives to Evan Berg there. They actually did give Blickery the first down on that last play. It looked like the initial spot was a little bit short, but after Berg's run of 4 yards, it's 2nd down and 6. Clock running inside of 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. 21-7 lead for Minot North on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. We welcome a few new viewers possibly from the Minot High matchup against West Fargo earlier this evening. Cole Richardson, he was looking up after getting the handoff, and all he saw was red helmets and white jerseys.
Yeah, that's something you're going to have to see Devils Lake probably do a little bit more of is take advantage of that and just kind of get some more penetration there from the line of scrimmage, and cause you cause those smaller running backs to kind of stop, flat-footed and try to get it going again is not what they like to do. They like to get downhill and they want to be shifty. So if you can get those guys to kind of stop their momentum, you have the advantage. 3
receivers to the right for Blickery, but he goes the opposite way. It's Cole Richardson. We saw him have a huge play at the end of the first half that was about 2 yards short, setting up a goal line play, and you get Richardson in space, and he's been a playmaker here for the Sentinels.
That was the exact same play that we saw late in the second quarter that led to that touchdown. Just a simple swing out, and when you got you got 3 receivers on the one side, most of the defense is going to be over here. So really, it's just a one-on-one matchup, and you just get a block there from a tight end or somebody out there, and you're just one-on-one with the defender, and you can really take advantage of it.
Richardson in the slot to the wide side of the field, but it's a draw play for Blickery from the 49-yard line. Nice gain of 9 yards there for the junior quarterback. We've been covering Velva Drake Animus Garrison football quite a bit the last few weeks, and you get into that area of the field between the 40s, a first down and 10, and we say this is Ben Shep quarterback draw territory. It seems to be the same thing here for Jacob Holman.
Yeah, you have Blickery is a weapon that Coach Holman loves to have in the backfield because he can pass ball, he can throw the ball, he can run it. You know, a good hard runner, but a lot of missed tackles there. Devils Lake is allowing Minot North to gain a lot of yards after contact.
Blickery to pass. It's caught. Evan Berg across the 35. Gets down to the 33-yard line. Another Minot North first down. A methodical drive here midway through the third quarter. And I think Blickery may have been contacted again. I just saw a lot of shoulder shrugs from the Minot North sideline about something, and there was no flag. Devils Lake's defensive line has gotten after Blickery today. Been calling for one roughing the passer penalty that ended up resulting in a Minot North touchdown. That'll be a run for Richardson. Six yards for Richardson. Back on the line of scrimmage are the Sentinels under center. They go back to Cole Richardson. Spins out of a tackle and is brought down at the 26-yard line. Thomas Rutten there for Devils Lake.
Yeah, I like what Minot North is doing here, and they're huddling. They know they have the command of the game as far as the having the advantage on the scoreboard. They're huddling. They're running the clock, and even when they do go kind of a no huddle, it's kind of a slower no huddle. They're not in a hurry like they were in the second quarter.
Minot North's offense shifts. Devils Lake defense shifts. Now they put Jackinet in motion. May have been trouble with the snap there. Blickery going to improvise and take it himself. He's still up and running inside the Serve Pro red zone. First down Minot North. Might be able to see the start of this play get a little bit messed up on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay.
Yeah, sometimes those messed up plays are almost some of your better ones because everybody is kind of off kilter a little bit as far as the defense is concerned, and a great job by Blickery realizing that it was a busted play, and the last thing you want to do is try to do something that you're not really comfortable doing. He just took it upon himself, took the ball, and he was able to get the first down.
Another play action by Blickery. Throws to the corner of the end zone. It is caught. Was he in the blue? Yes. Josiah Jackinet with a touchdown catch, 17 yards, and Minot North extends their lead to the largest it's been all night.
Yeah, great job by Jackinet. He did a really good job of kind of getting himself in front of the defender there, and was able to kind of haul that in and stay in the end zone, even though there was some contact, might have kind of forced him out there a little bit, but a great job of coming down with the ball in the end zone for the touchdown.
Sentinels lead 27-7, now to go up 21 points. It'll be on the leg of Carter Coleman. Snap and the hold by Richardson. That one is through the uprights. Watch this touchdown pass again from Blickery to Jackinet on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay. Your call. Was it in the end zone or was it down at the 1? It doesn't matter. That's a 6 points for the Sentinels.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
28-7 lead for Minot North on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Their life is busy, that's why they'll make managing your money easy. With locations in North Dakota, Minnesota, and Arizona. Also visit PNC Bank online at bnc.bank. Kick return for the Firebirds gets out to the 25-yard line, and they'll set up shop. Pretty typical starting field position.
Yeah, Minot North has done a great job, and the special teams aspect of the game. You had the kickoff return for a touchdown, but their kickoff team has done a really great job of not allowing the return guys from Devils Lake to get going and get running downhill. They've done a great job of covering the kick well.
On first down, it'll be a Mason Palmer pass. Floats this one up in the air. He's got a man. It's a massive gain for Devils Lake. a spark here on 1st down and 10. The first play of the drive.
More than just a card. It's the
There we go. Get you the Ryan Family Dealerships replay. Still trying to figure out who caught this pass for Devils Lake. Could have been number 8, Kobe Dronin-Levitt, down the sideline, and it was.
You know, you give Jez credit, though. He was running stride for stride, and that was just a great throw and even a better catch there by the receiver.
4 receivers to the left for Palmer. Eventually finds this side of the field. He'll get Will Heilman. Heilman adds some extra speed. Another one for the Ryan Family Dealerships replay, again with Dronin-Levitt hauling in that last catch for the Firebirds. This is a 1st down gain for Heilman.
Yeah, you'd like to think that was probably the shot and arm Devils Lake's offense needed. You know, they're kind of stagnant there for a while. So that was a big catch and kind of got the offensive unit from Devils Lake kind of going here. So 2 quick 1st down gets here for Devils Lake. So hopefully they can continue to do that.
2 plays and 57 yards to put the Firebirds inside the Serve Pro red zone. Pass complete to Dronin-Levitt. He knew there was a defensive back behind him. Tackle made by Caden Flavin. Gain of 5 for Devils Lake with 24/7 emergency service and trained technicians using advanced technology and specializing in fire and water cleanup and restoration. It's Serve Pro, bringing you the Serve Pro red zone. Devils Lake hasn't been here often, just 1 red zone possession, and it ended in a touchdown. Trips formation into the boundary. Actually, that's 4 receivers out to the far side of the field with the ball on the hash. They'll throw over the middle again through the hands, a little bit high, but Will Heilman the intended target. 3rd down coming up for Devils Lake.
Yeah, that was rather fortunate by Devils Lake that, you know, the ball was a little high, went through the hands of Heilman. Then there was a couple Minot North defenders kind of right behind Heilman that if that thing was tipped, you know, if that thing would have been tipped higher up in the air, that could have been a potential disaster. But, you know, this is a big defensive stand here for North, and even a bigger drive here for Devils Lake if they want to have any aspirations to get back in this ball game.
5 receivers set on 3rd down and 6. It's deflected. Was it caught by Devils Lake? This might be a touchdown. It was caught by Weston Nelson, and it's in. 4-6. The deflection here finally works in Devils Lake's favor, whether they drew it up this way or not. Weston Nelson with a touchdown catch.
Yeah, it looked like they were just kind of doing a kind of a 2-man combo pass route here on this side, and trying to thread the needle into Worth there, and it almost looked like it went off Berg and deflected up in the air. And a great job concentration there by the receiver of Devils Lake to come down with it. Much needed touchdown for Devils Lake after Minot was able to go down and put some points on the board.
4th touchdown catch of the season for Weston Nelson. On this one, he wasn't even the intended target. So much for the Ryan Family Dealerships replay here in the 2nd and 3rd quarters. It's back to a 14-point game on the PSP Network.
Remember the last time you were certain that your bank had your back or would go the extra mile to give you the service and attention you need? Partnering with the right community bank can make all the difference. We like to think of a community bank as one that supports its local community. You need to know that whatever your financial future holds, your bank will be there to provide practical support. As a community bank, BNC National Bank will be there for whatever you need in the long haul. Reach out to our team today to learn more about how we're able to help you succeed. Member FDIC.
Today's broadcast of high school football on the PSP Network brought to you in part by Shields of Minot and Bismarck. They have every sporting good possible along with footwear and fashion. Shop online at shields.com. Now an onside kick here for Devils Lake. It's still loose. Devils Lake has a chance to get it. I think Minot North might have gotten on it, but we'll wait for the official signal. It is Minot North ball at the 35. Watch the Ryan Family Dealerships replay of this one because Landon Salyards did not hang on to this football.
No, that was kind of unfortunate for Minot North. They went right through his hands, but Devils Lake almost kind of caught them off guard a little bit as far as where the direction was going to go as far as the onside kick. And of course, once it goes to the 10 yards and the Minot North player got his hands on it, it was kind of a live ball. So, and of course, if anybody's done any officiating before, you know that when you get that scrum for that loose ball, anything could happen there. So you got, great job by the officials to get there right away and start, pulling players off and establishing who gained possession of the ball. So a huge sigh of relief for Minot North, because Devils Lake kind of had the momentum there, and if they were able to kind of recover that onside kick, they've got the momentum here, and they can, 2-score could have been 1-score real quick. So now it's up to Minot North here in this last, minute 59 here in the third quarter to kind of have a nice sustainable drive like they had that resulted in that latest touchdown. They need to do that again and kind of get this thing back to 3 scores, because Devils Lake has shown that they can, they're a quick stride offense right now, and they're going to be able to move the ball down the field, and they've been able to get some scores.
It was Jackson Strong who was cramping down there on the field. You saw the head coach, Todd Lambrecht, for Devils Lake calling the onside kick. It almost worked for Devils Lake, but it's first down and 10, Minot North. They put Josiah Jacquenet in motion. This is the play they wanted to run before they had that bobbled snap on the last drive. Jacquenet out to the 40-yard line. They'll give him 5 yards, maybe 4.5.
Yeah, North did a little better job blocking that up, and they were able to kind of push the guys out there. So Jacquenet was able to kind of put his foot on the turf and get up the field. One thing that as a defense, you don't want that to happen. You want that to string out a little bit more.
90 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Cole Richardson going lateral but not forwards. Devils Lake with the stop. Forward progress is at the 43, so 2 yards there for Richardson. Third down, and that's a tough one to call. Probably 3 yards here for the Sentinels. They come to the line of scrimmage with 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left of Braden Blickery in the shotgun. He has Coleman with him. Blickery on the keeper. First down out to the 50. Beyond midfield and thrown to the ground by the Firebirds. It's a first down into Devils Lake territory.
Yeah, big first down or third down conversion there by North. They're able to get the first down. Good job by Blickery getting the snap there and just letting the blockers kind of get themselves established, and then he was able to kind of get up there and just be shifty enough to kind of find that seam where he was able to pick up the first down. But that was something that was much needed by North if they, to keep this drive going.
Under center goes Blickery. Again, Jacquenet in motion from the left to the right. Goes into the slot. Handoff Richardson. Trying to go left, but that play was stopped immediately. Credit Amiri Francis with the tackle.
Yeah, that was a good job. Devils Lake was able to get a good penetration there on the front defensive line there, and you can just tell that Richardson, he likes to dance there in the backfield instead of just kind of going downhill. We're so used to seeing Dedman on there just running downhill, and Richardson's kind of like, he likes to kind of dance and kind of try to find that seam, and really you can't really do that when you get the initial handoff. You got to be able to get past the line of scrimmage before you want to do that.
After 3 quarters, each team gets a touchdown after halftime. Minot North leads 28-14 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. 12 minutes remain in this AA quarterfinal.
An injury can happen anywhere, at any time, to anyone. It's not really something you can schedule on your calendar. But when it happens to you and it's not your fault, there's one law firm to remember. That firm is Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride. We live here and take pride in helping our community. We know this area inside and out. We put in the work and fight for what's right so justice can prevail for you. That is what we're all about. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride.
When property owners in Bismarck and Minot seek transformation, ServPro's construction program brings both vision and precision. From that very first hammer strike to the final touch of paint, our dedication remains unwavering. It's not just about remodeling. It's about legacy. In Minot and Bismarck, ServPro is your partner in transformation. We don't just build back, we elevate every space.
Begin the fourth quarter with Minot North faced with the 2nd and 10 from the Devils Lake 46-yard line. Ball near the left hash. Josiah Jacquenet was the running back. He motions out into the slot. Quick pass to Pakalak goes through his hands. The blocks were there for Pakalak. He just had to make the catch.
Yeah, it's just same old. We talked about it a lot this game. It's just the drop passing opportunities there to those receivers. They just have to do a better job of just watching that ball all the way in. Trust that the blockers will still, have their blocks when you make the catch. A lot of times, guys want to just be in a hurry to catch and run because either they don't trust that the blocks are going to be there, or they're just in a hurry. They just want to get going.
Minot North with this formation takes the safety out of the middle of the field. It's deflected. Again, trying to set up Berg with a halfback screen. A really interesting play there as it was deflected by Tracer Tollefson and nearly caught by Tyler Steele.
Yeah, that's a great job. Great job by Devils Lake. They're getting their hands up, realizing that the screen was there. A good job. Devils Lake was able to kind of force a 3-and-out here now. Get a good, if you're North, get a good punt off here. See if you can pin them deep a little bit and let your defense kind of do the work.
The first punt of the day for Harrison Schaefer. A line drive. Again, muffed at the 5. This is getting dangerously close to the end zone. It's Rylan Samuelson on the return. This might be a safety. No, they're going to stop his forward progress at the 2. Samuelson maybe just should have let this one go the whole way. You see it on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay, trying to get out of the end zone, knowing what he was up against. But Samuelson does make his way out of the end zone. But Devils Lake down 14, you start from the 2-yard line.
Yeah, fortunate for Devils Lake that he was able to get himself out of the end zone. Good job by the official realizing that the forward progress had stopped, placing the ball there because clearly he did get himself into the end zone, but that was kind of after his forward progress. But yeah, if you're down 2 scores and you've got to go 98 yards here now just to cut this to a 1-score lead.
Loaded backfield here for Devils Lake. They'll run it out of the end zone to the 4-yard line with Briar Exner. Again, they started that last scoring drive with 2 plays that picked up 57 yards. This time, a little different circumstance here for Devils Lake. Probably want to get this out to the 20 before taking that home run shot again.
Yeah, North is doing a good job there to limit the first down play to a couple yards here, kind of force them to kind of chip away, knowing that the option for a big play or the opportunity for a big play is going to be there. They just have to make sure they take advantage defensively to make sure that doesn't happen.
2nd and 8 from the 4. Mason Palmer under center. Steps into a pass that's deflected at the line of scrimmage. Getting his arms up and knocking down the ball was Tyler Kippen for Minot North.
Yeah, great job there, getting your hands up, realizing that, if you're not going to get there for the sack as defensive line, you want to make sure your hands are up to try to at least get into the passing lane. The nice thing would be, tip the ball up in the air, maybe, possible for an interception. But the main thing is just get your hands in there, get in the vision of Palmer so he doesn't see, so he has to kind of be a little bit more mobile to find his receivers. But here, defensively, keep everything in front, rally to the ball. Don't do anything stupid that gives Devils Lake an opportunity for a big play.
3rd down and 8 for Devils Lake. It's a handoff to Exner, 1 yard. That's not going to be enough. Devils Lake is going to punt this ball away to Minot North. The clock is running. 10:42 on the clock right now, and this will probably go down to right around the 10-minute mark before Minot North's next possession starts on offense.
Interesting play call there for Devils Lake. They've had some success throwing the ball. Maybe playing that on the advantage. Maybe North maybe thinking North was going to do something.
Oh no! A punt that's just going to hang in the air and roll out of bounds inside the Serve Pro red zone. Actually, it looks like the official will spot this at the 22-yard line, so not in the red zone, but you can just about call it that for Minot North. Oliver Worth, it hit the side of his foot, and things are crumbling here for Devils Lake in their comeback effort in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, that was extremely unfortunate. I think that, that obviously that's never what the punters want to have happen, but that does happen every once in a while. You just kind of catch it off the side and kind of shank it a little bit. So now North has the advantage. Are they going to take? Now the big thing is, are they going to take advantage of this opportunity that Devils Lake just kind of gifted them?
Handoff to Richardson. Tries to bounce it outside, hanging on and slowing him down was Will Heilman until help got there in Tracer Tollefson. 0 yards gained, 0 yards lost for Richardson. Again, he's filling in now as the new number 1 running back with Christian Denman injured in the 1st quarter. Denman right now on crutches on the sideline, no pads. Second and 10, under center snap to Blickery. Play action, gets the Firebirds. Blickery has some space, has some time. Time is running out. A flag goes down on the sack by Thomas Rutten. What do you think happened there?
I think they're going to call the Devils Lake player for a horse collar, pulling from behind there. He's kind of right behind and kind of got up kind of around the shoulder pads there and kind of pulled down, and so that was kind of an easier, as far as officiating, when you see a defender from behind and was able to get, anytime they reach up around the shoulder pads and pull, that's going to probably be a kind of a no-brainer as far as a call is going to be concerned. So unfortunate for Devils Lake that it gives them an automatic first down and that much closer to the end zone.
Automatic first down for Minot North. Now they're in the Serve Pro red zone. 24/7 emergency service and trained technicians using advanced technology and specializing in fire and water cleanup and restoration at Serve Pro. I want to give a shout out here to one of the Minot North players who's been a pretty big part of the defense for a while this season. Gavin Toby unable to be here at the game today, but we were told that he's watching, and to give him a shout out as well. Hope the best for him. His recovery and get back on the football field or other sports throughout the season. Stop made there by Devils Lake, and earlier in the season, I remember calling the Minot North defense the bend but don't break defense, and they've really just been a wall recently the last couple of weeks. But for Devils Lake, they've got to turn into the bend but don't break defense with these penalties.
This is going to be a big stand here for Devils Lake if they can make it happen.
The end around fools the Firebirds. It's Braxton Thompson. That one's been on film for a while. We've seen that before. Braxton Thompson, the counter play, the misdirection is a touchdown for North.
Yeah, great job. You plays like that, you want to run them at the right time, and that was probably the right time to run that, because they've been kind of bringing the ball into the middle the whole game, and now they've been able to break that out, and great job by the offensive line to kind of set the edge there, and then the offensive lineman there that kind of led the way in there for the end zone as well.
Coleman sets up for the extra point, just barely gets it off in time, but it is good as usual. 35-14 Minot North on the touchdown run from Braxton Thompson.
We've changed our name, but we haven't changed the DNA of who we are. We still offer the best product at the best price with the same people. For over 25 years, we've been your only choice for tires in the local area, providing all major brands under one roof at a fair price for your family's budget. Plus that excellent service after the sale with free rotations, free alignment check, free flat repairs with our exclusive Plus plan. That tradition continues today. Looking for tires you can trust? Choose us. Trusted Tire and Auto.
When this one goes final, after the next 8 minutes and 48 seconds of regulation, we'll have the planning team financial advisors Shots Crossroads post-game show, whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for a farmer business succession. Planning Team Financial Advisors here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. Visit them online at planningteam.com. They're returning it down to the 25 for Devils Lake. There is a penalty flag down. We haven't had an absurd amount of penalties, but they've all been costly, and most of the time they've ended up resulting in touchdowns.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, the penalties have been few and far between, but like you said, they've been huge penalties that either been momentum shifting penalties, or somebody's got a drive going and then they have a penalty that results in backing them up a little bit. So both teams have kind of capitalized on penalties against the other team, but yeah, they've all kind of been, they kind of help it as far as putting points on the board for the opposition.
A holding call against Devils Lake. Carter Ironheart called for that penalty. Firebirds already had their play call in. They'll just back up to the 15-yard line. Again, that 4-receiver look to the near side of the field. One receiver, Oliver Worth, 6'6" target, one-on-one to Palmer's left side. Instead goes to the right, has a man open. Catch made for a solid gain to Weston Strumming. It's a first down.
Yeah, great job there. Had some pressure. Palmer did a great job of kind of shying out and moving away from that pressure. There was a couple Sentinels in his face, but he was able to kind of get out and find his receiver.
They flip the formation here. 4 receivers to the left of Palmer. Again going that way. Rolls out, directing traffic. Throws. It's short, but caught. Making the adjustment to the football. There's a penalty flag in the backfield.
I think you may.
It was Kobe Dronin Lovett with the catch, but we'll bring it back.
I think this might be coming back. I think I don't want to take too much of a guess, but I think it was kind of in the area of the hole. There was a Sentinel player kind of did get his hand, kind of throw his hands up in the air when Palmer was scrambling out of the pocket there, and of course when you have a mobile quarterback like that and he runs out of the pocket, those offensive linemen have a tendency of grabbing a little bit. So. Again, this is one of those things where Devils Lake's kind of shooting themselves in the foot on this drive.
Illegal use of the hands called against Devils Lake. Just 8:21 remains in the fourth quarter for the Firebirds with the football down 3 scores on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Devils Lake changes up the look on offense. Only a little bit as they go 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Still sorting out the penalty yardage here. Oh, the call was wrong there, misinterpreted by our head referee from where the flag came in. It's going against Minot North.
Yeah, that was a huge break there for Devils Lake with that penalty change, and you got the referee here down talking to Coach Owen, kind of clarifying what the play was. So. Big relief there for Devils Lake.
Palmer tries a quick throw, has to pump fake, then finds Oliver Worth over the middle. A gain of 12 yards and a Devils Lake first down. They're across midfield into Minot North territory, down to the 47-yard line. Got to go hurry up again. It's a 3-possession game and just 8 minutes remain. Worth checking what the play call is. He's in the slot, top of your screen. Palmer throws it to him on the screen pass. Worth cuts the middle of the field. Maybe just want to go out of bounds there, save as much time as you can, especially with just 1 yard gained.
Yeah, you're going to see Devils Lake go a little more hurry up, quick tempo, from here on out. But yeah, the clock is not your friend here, so you're going to want to get as many yards as you can. If you can get out of bounds, get out of bounds.
Mason Palmer again all alone in the backfield. Steps up to throw. Again, it's deflected, but that's why you have 6'6" Oliver Worth right in the middle of the field, so he can save you a little bit on this pass.
Yeah, that was a great job there. Palmer just kind of threw that up, and that's always a dangerous attempt when you just kind of blindly just throw that up and kind of hope your 6'6" guy is there to catch the ball. And that's exactly what happened there for Devils Lake.
7.5 remains in the game. Pump fake, and then a throw again that goes high over the intended receiver, and it looks like he's down on the sideline. Gets back up. Was looking for Will Heilman again, the most targeted receiver in the game.
Yeah, it looked like kind of a great job there by Caden Flavin there to kind of make just a nice break on the ball. And it was a little high, so he kind of timed it perfect, and he was able to kind of make contact with Heilman as he was trying to make the catch. So a good job there by the Minot North defense, and just kind of playing their little zone and just kind of waiting for them to complete the pass and then rally to the ball.
Another screen pass set up for Heilman. Breaks a tackle at the 30, down at the 29-yard line. 1 yard gained on that play.
Yeah, again, you got a lot of quick hitters there for Devils Lake. Try to get as many yards as you can, but again, we have to. If you're Devils Lake, you just have to kind of keep going here with the no huddle. Force North into calling a timeout, which they did, because it kind of looked like defensively they were kind of out of shambles there a little bit.
First International Bank and Trust timeout on the field. You'll hear from them in this commercial break on the PSP Network.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
In the semis.
Founded in 1910 and growing to serve rural and urban communities across Arizona, Minnesota, and North and South Dakota. It's First International Bank and Trust bringing you the timeouts today. Thank you to North Dakota Score Feed, keeping us up to date with scores from around the state. There's not many that are still in action, except for us here in Minot. Either 2A or 3A tonight in the quarter-final round. 4 receivers to the left of Mason Palmer on 3rd down and 9. There's a penalty flag that comes in. Minot North doing a lot of cheering.
I think
it's a false start against Devils Lake.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Worth kind of had put his head down in his hand, so I think he might be the one that kind of flinched a little bit there before the ball was snapped. So again, one of those mental mistakes that Devils Lake just can't simply afford to make, because now they're makes this 3rd down attempt that much more difficult with a 3rd and 14.
Firebirds get to the line of scrimmage now, 3rd down and 14 yards for Devils Lake. Palmer throws to Worth. It wasn't on target, but there's a pass interference call against Cameron Jez. And watch the Ryan Family Dealerships replay. How catchable was this football?
Well, he kind of came up and made some contact with him even with the ball was in the air. As far as the being uncatchable, it's one of those judgment call things. But yeah, clearly there was contact while the ball was in the air. So again, that was kind of an easier call there for the referees to make. So one of those things that North just can't afford to do for a team that is trying to keep things going and keep some momentum going and try to get back in this ball game. When you're North, you just simply can't allow a team to give teams opportunities to continue drives like that.
35-14 lead for Minot North. Trying to set up a rematch with West Fargo Horace here at Sentinel Stadium next Friday. Devils Lake looking for what would be a huge comeback. One that you've really never seen before. That's an incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10 for the Firebirds. They are in the Serve Pro red zone with the ball at the 20-yard line. 24/7 emergency service and trained technicians using advanced technology and specializing in fire and water cleanup and restoration. It's Serve Pro. Again, Devils Lake has been good once they get inside the 20-yard line. 2 touchdowns on 2 red zone possessions. That 4-receiver look put on the field again. They'll throw it to the one-on-one here, and you've got that one-on-one with Worth. And it's been a lot of stop routes and slant routes. Do you think about just throwing it up to the end zone and then letting him go try and out-jump Caden Flavin?
Well, when we started, before this game started, and we were looking, and I was looking at roster. When you're 6'6" and you clearly have the advantage, why not just one time just kind of step back and just throw that up and let him go get it? But yeah, it's been a lot of just kind of stop routes and almost like, in basketball terms, he's just kind of just trying to post up Flavin and just try to get to that 1st down. But yeah, go ahead and use the advantage that you have.
There was a penalty called against Minot North. Sorry, I didn't even catch what the call was. They'll mark off. It's a 10-yard penalty, but it doesn't give him a 1st down. It'll be 2nd and inches. Interesting.
Well, if there's a time to throw it up to the 6'6" kid, now would be a good time to do it.
Ball at the 10-yard line, right hash. Minot North looks like they're bringing some pressure from the linebacker position. It's a blitz. Throw, it's deflected up, but Devils Lake can't haul in this juggling act of a catch. Worth was the last one to have a chance. Initially going after Will Heilman.
Yeah, it looked a little high of a pass opportunity for Heilman, but popped up. But yeah, Worth just wasn't able to come underneath it here. So big 3rd down play here. Devils Lake can get a 1st down. They don't have to get a touchdown here. They can still get enough yards to get a 1st down to go 1st and goal. But you're obviously 4 down territory anyway, so it's kind of regardless what you want to do here.
Slant route towards the goal line. Contact and a flag against Braxton Thompson. And that will keep this Devils Lake drive going.
Yeah, you take a look at this. You take a look at this drive, and you know the 3 penalties that Minot North has been called on. You know, it's allowed Devils Lake to continue this drive, and you know, when you have a 35-14 lead, it's not. You know, you hate to say it's not that big of a deal, because it is a big deal, because we're talking about playoffs, and in a one-score game or a tie game, when you allow a team like this to continue a drive, it's kind of detrimental to what you want to do defensively. So North has got to find a way to figure this out.
Easy. Was that quarterback draw from Mason Palmer? It's something we said at I think it was the very end of the first half. He's a dual threat quarterback. When is he going to run the football? And Minot North, of these 5 receiver sets, have been sitting on the pass plays all drive long, and it's just Palmer up the middle.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of a nice play call there by Devils Lake. Spread the field, get the defense spread, and then just allow your quarterback to just kind of make it look like he was going to pass, and then just give it up.
PAT is blocked after the snap was a little bit high. Minot North thinking they could return it. Devils Lake also saying, you ran into our kicker. It'll just go down as a missed PAT. It is a touchdown for Devils Lake. They get it to a 2-possession game, trailing 20-35 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Here's Palmer from 5 yards out.
The dictionary defines community as a group of people living in the same place or sharing common goals. Community is the largest part of our name, and we make it the largest part of our business. We support our local schools, organizations, youth programs, and local events from Bowman to Bismarck, because we all share a common goal to better the quality of life in our communities. Come bank with us at Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your real community bank.
The UPS Store is a sponsor of PSP Network broadcasts all throughout the year, located on South Broadway in Minot, inside the Marketplace Foods Plaza. For all your packing and shipping needs, it's the UPS Store. Their hours Monday to Friday from 8:30 to 7, and on Saturdays from 8:30 to 3. Looks like Devils Lake's going to be trying another onside kick. They nearly recovered one earlier in the third quarter. Takes a nice bounce, but Minot North is on it this time. Recovered by Harrison Schaefer. First down for Minot North. And the Sentinels, you know, their game plan here probably unchanged. Devils Lake's going to be bringing the house.
Yeah, defensively, Devils Lake is going to have to be a little bit more aggressive, and North is going to have to realize that. But that shouldn't really deviate from what they want to do offensively. They want to run the ball. They want to grind this last 6.5 minutes out. Devils Lake is the one that's going to have to be aggressive and take chances.
Richardson on first down. 2 yards at a time for Cole Richardson.
Yeah, big thing here for anybody that ball carriers for Minot North is protect the football, 2 hands on the ball, and then just get as much as you can, and then don't fight for anything extra, because that's when bad things can happen, and you can get turnovers, you can get the ball stripped out of your hands. So just take what they can. If you get 2 or 3 yards and it takes you 3 downs to get a first down, great. You know, otherwise you're not going to offensively from North. You're not going to do anything. You're not going to do anything out of the ordinary.
Devils Lake has all 3 of their First International Bank and Trust timeouts still with them here, with less than 6 minutes to go in the football game. Another short run for the Sentinels, setting up a 3rd down and 6. Well, head coach Jacob Holman there, still wearing the shorts today. It is just above 30 degrees. It is right around freezing, and he did say there was a pair of pants on the sideline, but he was going to see how long he could go without them, and it looks like he's going to finish out the whole game.
Well, he's a stronger man than most of us. I don't think I'd be out there in shorts either, but
he's got the winter jacket though too.
You know, yeah, as long as the upper body's warm, I guess you're okay.
Josiah Jackinette in motion on 3rd and 6. Interesting play design here. It's Blickery on the keeper. Blickery hurdles his own fullback, Evan Berg, and has the first down. There's a flag at the 45. Can we spot it in the Ryan Family Dealerships replay? Blickery slow to get up as well after taking a shot. You're going to see it all here on the replay.
Yeah, I think they might be catching, may have catch Minot North here with a hold or something. So a good play call. The unfortunate thing is, Minot North's going to get hit with a holding penalty, so that's going to push them back here a little bit. I think Minot North was, I don't think they're, can't really speak of what they're going to do. If it was me, I think I'd just turn around and hand this ball off and just get as many yards as you can, and then wind this clock down a little bit and try to punt and pin them deep. But who knows here? You might try to get the first down and try to seal it all together. But big thing is here, don't do anything foolish here that could possibly cause a turnover.
3 down linemen, 2 edge rushers for Devils Lake, setting up a 3rd down and 11. Pass is high, but caught by Flavin. He's going backwards, but breaks a tackle. Flavin down the sideline. Flavin is going to get really close to that first down marker, but they did say 1 foot was out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Nearly a ceiling play right there for Minot North.
Yeah, that was all Flavin after catching the ball there and making everything kind of on his own here. Good job blocking up front. But yeah, I mean, he did a lot of stuff on his own here. So interesting 4th down call here. So maybe see if they can get Devils Lake to jump off sides.
Now what you would call a conservative play here for Minot North, going for it in Devils Lake territory on 4th down and 3. Looks like it's just the hard count here, trying to get Devils Lake to jump and give them a free first down like what has happened a couple times already today. Minot North calls their 2nd timeout of the half. Again, the clock is still running. There should be about 4:31 or so on the clock. The officials will get that sorted out when we come back from the break on the PSP Network.
Shields Visa is more than just a card. It's the freedom to go. It's a gateway to explore and do more of what you love. Imagine where the Shields Visa can take you. So join us in discovering endless possibilities. Shields Visa. Together, we've got this.
So after the timeout, Jacob Holman sends out the punting team. It'll be Harrison Schaefer to send this one away. The last punt was almost disaster for Devils Lake on punt return. Oh, Strummy decided to try and return it. He was hit immediately by Flavin at the 10 and is dropped to the 9-yard line. So Devils Lake, they did end up scoring on a 98-yard touchdown drive their last time on the field. This time they got to go 91, but you just worry how much time you have left.
Yeah, that was a great Schaefer. That was a nice high punt. Allowed his kick coverage to get kind of to cover down there and make a nice tackle, nice open field tackle. But yeah, I think time is not Devils Lake's friend or ally right now. They do have all their timeouts, so they can be a little aggressive. But like you said, is there enough time for them to really get 2 scores in when they need it?
Yeah, pardon me, the last scoring drive was not 98 yards. This one might have to be after a sack by Andres Good. Put it on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay. Ryan Dealerships. Oh, come on now. And Ryan Dealerships, the commitment and respect for their customers is as strong today as it was 50 years ago. Experience the difference and visit one of their 5 dealerships in Minot or Williston. Jacob Holman sprinting down to the referee to talk about something. I don't know what it was. It wasn't a timeout either. 2nd down and really long for Devils Lake from their own 2-yard line. It'll be a draw play with Exner. Exner spins out of a tackle. He's across the 5 to the 6-yard line. Devils Lake keeps the clock running with now 4 minutes to go in the game. Down 15, and now a timeout for an injured player. It's a Minot North player that's down. Looks to be Ethan Howie, another big-time player injured for this Sentinels team. They lost Christian Dedmon in the first quarter. And now Howie, the defensive end. He's a sophomore, standing at 6'4". So Devils Lake does get some extra time to draw up a play for 3rd down and 13. And we'll see what they do when we come back on the PSP Network.
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan.
Ethan Howie was able to get up there on the goal line and walk off on his own to this Minot North sideline. And another big loss for the Sentinels. See how long he is out of this game. We're out of the postseason.
Yeah, we talked about in the pregame how, you know, the Minot North has been fortunate but going all season not having injuries, and now you have, you know, injuries to two real key players in your ball club. But yeah, you know, how he's able to kind of get up and get off on his own power.
Third down and 13 for Devils Lake. It'll be a long throw to the Minot North sideline. Has an open receiver. He hung on to it. A catch made by Kobe Dronin-Levitt. There's a flag down as well. Dronin-Levitt is still on the turf. Injured, but how did he hang on to this? The effort there from Dronin-Levitt.
Yeah, that was a good throw. Even better concentration. You know, knowing that he was going to have some contact there, is going to take a shot, and the defender came over. But a great job of absorbing the blow from the defender and being able to hang on to the football.
We'll check what this penalty flag is about. Again, Dronin-Levitt is being tended to on the Minot North sideline. Took a huge hit as he was going out of bounds.
Yeah, you can see Coach Holman down there kind of talking with the officials. You know, I don't know if they're, you know, can't really hear what they're talking about, but you can see Coach Holman is trying to, you know, tell them that he did it, you know, probably tried to do everything he could not to, you know, hit him up high or anything, just kind of make, you know, just try to make a good tackle or a good hit and try to dislodge the football if he could. So he looked like the defender was going to get flagged for a little excessive hit there, I think.
Dronin-Levitt there, you see on your screen, who just made the catch. It's just a personal foul is all we're going to get as an explanation there from Minot North. Watch this again, see, was it late? Was it just excessive like you were saying? I mean, he's in bounds the whole way.
You know, as far as being late, it wasn't late. It was just a bang-bang play, and you know, if anything, the officials probably deemed it a little too excessive of a hit.
Minot North will bring three, drop everybody back in coverage here, but still there's a receiver open with some space. Strummy, first down catch, a gain of 16 yards.
Yeah, great job. Devils Lake is, you know, they're kind of hurry up. They still have time. The clock stops on first down, so the big thing for them is they're ready to go as soon as the clock is wound.
Shotgun snap to Palmer. Palmer sets up, he's going to run. Just had a touchdown, slides at the 31-yard line. And they will say first down, Devils Lake. Got exactly 10 yards. Minot North waiting for that clock to run. It's at 3:24. Here's the signal. 5 receivers. Minot North, they're drawing up all kinds of different blitzes. This is a ball just thrown away by Palmer, but it stayed in bounds. You always worry on those as he was spinning after being hit.
Yeah, that was a great job. Minot North came with some pressure a little bit. Didn't allow Palmer to get comfortable in the pocket. So you're probably going to see North kind of do that every so often here. Just bring an extra guy on the blitz and just not allow Palmer to get comfortable in the pocket. Just make sure they got a linebacker back there to spy Palmer just in case he does kind of break out of the pocket.
Mason Palmer, the quarterback for Devils Lake. Again, he has missed the last 3 games with an injury. Just his 7th game of the season. Throws. It was on target to Heilman, but a great PBU pass breakup by Paxton Pakalak.
Yeah, great job by Pakalak making a break on the ball. And, you know, as much as they've been flagged by pass interference the last couple times, they haven't lost the aggressiveness, and that's the nice thing you see on the defense. Yeah, they're getting flagged by some pass interference calls, but they're not losing their aggressiveness when they need to here down the stretch.
There's 2 games still in action around the state in 3A and 2A tonight. One of them's right here in Minot. Mason Palmer trying to make a play here. The pressure is closing in around him. Does get back to the line of scrimmage. Tackled in bounds. We have a Devils Lake offensive lineman down. So we'll stop the clock at 2:56, but not a good reason for the clock to stop if you're Devils Lake.
No, and you know, it looks like he's kind of holding the leg up a little bit. Hopefully it's just kind of cramped up there a little bit, but great job by Minot North here on these last couple plays and of not allowing Palmer a chance to kind of get set. He's been having to kind of scramble these last couple plays and able to, you know, the big thing was they've been able to keep him in bounds too. They haven't been able to let him run out of bounds and stop the clock. So, you know, this is, you know, we're looking at 4th down. So another big play here for the Minot North defense. You know, tell your safeties, your defensive backs, you know, get your heels there on the 1st down marker and just keep everything in front and don't allow anything really to get behind you a little bit, and just have a good pass rush and stay disciplined if you're the front 4 of the defensive line from North, and give them good pass lanes. You know, if you're the linebacker tasked and spying Palmer, make sure he doesn't get away from you at all and just kind of keep everything in front and then rally to the ball when it crosses the line of scrimmage.
Well, Amiri Francis is going to have to come out of the game for one play. Devils Lake down an offensive lineman when they need to protect Mason Palmer on 4th down and 10. 5 receivers, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Snap back, throws, quick hitter, it's intercepted, and there's a lot of green turf in front of Braden Blickery. He's going to keep this one in bounds and now slides down at the 32-yard line. That might be a late hit there on Devils Lake. There's the flag.
Well, I think there's obviously some extracurricular stuff there. Yeah, there was a Devils Lake player that came down, but then obviously there was a little pushing and shoving there.
Coach Holman in there as well.
Both squads there, so yeah, so we'll get this thing sorted out here a little bit.
Yep. Saw it on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay, but the graphic in the way here of what pretty easily should have been a late hit right there. Yeah, eventually it's an unsportsmanlike penalty that's going to go against Tracer Tollefson of the Devils Lake Firebirds. So 15 more yards for Minot North. And with 2:36 to go in the game, the Braden Blickery interception, not one that he throws, but one that he intercepts out of the sky. Minot North starts at the Devils Lake 15-yard line inside the Serve Pro red zone.
Yeah, again here, you know, this possession here, for North, it's just take care of the football. Let's see what happens. Devils Lake, you're going to have to be aggressive here, try to force a turnover.
1st down, full back dive. Evan Berg, 7 yards. 2nd down and 3 inside the 10. Devils Lake can stop the clock still 3 times. They have all the timeouts left. Seems that they're going to be waiting to use those offensively here rather than saving seconds. As Minot North, again, they're just going to use 40 seconds at a time.
Yeah, Minot North is in no hurry to really do anything. They're going to use the entire play clock. And yeah, it's kind of interesting that Devils Lake at least didn't call, you know, one of these timeouts here right after that 1st down play.
They'll go to Richardson. Richardson, patient in the backfield. Gets 2 yards when he needed 3. There's a timeout called by Devils Lake. 1:43 to go in the football game. We'll step aside as well. Come back with the rest of this AA quarterfinal between Minot North and Devils Lake. Sentinels leading 35-20.
An injury can happen anywhere, at any time, to anyone. It's not really something you can schedule on your calendar. But when it happens to you and it's not your fault, there's one law firm to remember. That firm is Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride. We live here and take pride in helping our community. We know this area inside and out. We put in the work and fight for what's right so justice can prevail for you. That is what we're all about. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride.
During the Planning Team Financial Advisors Shots Crossroads post-game show, coming up after this one goes final. We'll name our Sport Clips MVP of the game as well as the Serve Pro move of the game. And I think most of the candidates might just be penalties today.
Yeah.
That's really what's been making all the plays. 3rd down and 1. A first down here for Minot North could just about do it. Devils Lake still has 2 timeouts to go, but inside of 2 minutes and down 15. Toss play to Coleman. If he gets into the end zone, that could really seal things and put Minot North in the semifinals. Coleman down at the 1-yard line. It's a new set of downs, and now it's almost kind of, if you just go forward, you're in the end zone.
Yeah, I think you're going to see, North is just going to kind of either Blickley or Berg are probably just going to get this handoff and just kind of slam the ball up into the middle. But yeah, North, with the clock running here and North is in no hurry really to do anything. Just take our time, just make sure we get this thing snapped before the play clock hits 0.
Again, Devils Lake holding on to those 2 remaining timeouts. Blickley already with a touchdown on a quarterback sneak earlier in the football game today. His 13th rushing touchdown of the season. Timeout called now by Minot North before the delay game.
Yeah, I think that was a good play call there, or a good decision there by Minot North, I should say. They had the play called, and they were gonna, they got to the huddle, they broke the huddle, they got there up to the line of scrimmage, and then just taking a look at the play clock, let the play clock run down, and again chew up as much time as you can, and then call the timeout before it hits 00. So good job there by Minot North, kind of using the clock as their advantage and their friend here. And again, you're going to come out of here and be ready to go.
Use your imagination here to rebuild the graphic. Red River has advanced with a win over St. Mary's. Wahpeton takes down Valley City on the road. Horace defends home field against Jamestown, and Minot North looking to become that 4th semifinal team. Looks like a victory formation here for the Sentinels. Devils Lake can stop the clock twice, but again, Minot North, the thing they don't want to do is give the Firebirds the football, and it's like Devils Lake is just going to let this clock run out. They're not calling any timeouts, not giving their offense one more chance, and judging by the no timeout call, we'll see Minot North right here in the semifinals next week. Against West Fargo Horace, the first team to beat Minot North this season. It was what the people were calling the first real big test for Minot North. And they'll get the Hawks at home a week from tonight on the PSP Network. One last kneel down by Braden Blickery. Stopped at the 4-yard line. Minot North is still dancing in the postseason after a 35-20 win over Devils Lake. On the BNC National Bank scoreboard, again, we'll have the Planning Team Financial Advisors Shots Crossroads post-game show coming up next. Then more Sport Clips MVP and Surf Pro move of the game. Sentinels are moving on.
Presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. PSP Network. It's game day.
We want it all. We want our dog to fetch it.
Drop it.
And drop it.
Drop it.
We want to fix it ourselves. And actually fix it. We want to order the market price lobster. And know the market price of the lobster.
How much is... Whatever the market says.
Sadly, we can't have it all. Except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
Welcome into the Planning Team Financial Advisors Shots Crossroads post-game show. Shots Crossroads is your post-game headquarters. Order online at shotscrossroads.com to get filled up on their delicious menu that includes the famous number 99. Team buses are always welcome at Shots Crossroads. The final score today, Minot North 35, Devils Lake 20. You know, they scored 5 touchdowns in the end, but it was the defense and the special teams making the key plays for Minot North in a quarterfinal win.
Yeah, you look at, we've talked about that all season long for Minot North, and their defense has been opportunistic a lot of times, and they've created a lot of turnovers. They had 2 of them today with interceptions. One of them led to points on the board. The other one pretty much sealed the win for them at the end of the game. And then of course you had the big kickoff return for a touchdown by Carter Coleman after Devils Lake marched down the field in the last 3 minutes before halftime and cut it to a 1-score game. So that's the kind of thing that North has been able to utilize and take advantage of throughout the entire year. And then their offense has just been able just to kind of do what they do and then run the football, and their defense has been able to be opportunistic and play. And when you play with the lead defensively, you can be a little bit more of a risk-taking ball club and take advantage, and knowing that if you give up a big play here or there, it's not the end of the world. So this is something that we've seen throughout the entire season here at home for Minot North.
For Devils Lake on offense today, had a bunch of chances in the passing game, obviously relied heavily on the aerial attack. Don't have the exact numbers for rushing the football, but it just wasn't getting going with Briar Exter. You also missed the dual threat ability there of Mason Palmer coming off an injury. It's a lot of what-ifs there for the Firebirds, but what if they caught a couple passes today as well? We saw a few spurts of this offense as it should have been, and they're in the third quarter, but it just wasn't a complete 4 quarters from this passing game.
Yeah, unfortunately for Devils Lake, they just couldn't really kind of get going like they probably wanted to, and a lot of it was a lot of early drops early on in the game, and they were able to kind of right the ship a little bit, at least in that drive there at the end of the second quarter. They were able to throw the football. They picked up in the third quarter in the touchdown drive they had. They had a couple big plays through the air too, so they showed glimpses of what possibly could have been for them. But again, they just, they couldn't get it going early enough, and unfortunately, then when you're playing behind, you become one-dimensional, and then the defense knows that, and we saw that down the stretch there where Minot North put a little bit more pressure on Palmer, didn't let him get comfortable in the pocket, but then also did a great job with having a spy linebacker, just kind of making sure that he didn't get going too much on the ground, but he was able to put one in the end zone with his legs, when they spread the field there, and he just kind of ran up the middle. But that was, it was so sporadic for Devils Lake that they couldn't really have a lot of consistency.
All right, let's hand out some of these awards. It's getting colder as the night goes on. Our PSP Network crew outside the broadcast booth felt those conditions today. It feels like below 30. So our Sport Clips MVP of this one, Minot North was thrown a bit of a wrench there in the first quarter with Christian Dedman going out, and who had to pick up a lot of that slack? It was the quarterback, Braden Blickery. He had to make throws, which Minot North, obviously, they're okay passing the football, don't get us wrong, but it's their identity to run the football 3 downs and then have a first down and keep running the football. Blickery, also the interception to seal it as well, kind of solidifying his case as our MVP tonight.
Yeah, I think you look at him, I think he did, once they knew Dedman was out and not being able to return, then the emphasis comes more on the quarterback of being able to really control the offense a little bit, and he was able to do that with his legs and with the arm throwing the football. But yeah, I think him stepping up after Dedmon went out was crucial for North to be successful, and to have the game clinching interception too was kind of put the icing on the cake for him.
As for the Serve Pro move of the game, well, first let's hear a little bit about Sport Clips. They're the home to the MVP haircut experience. Check it online with the hairstylist today at sportclips.com or use the Sport Clips app. As for our Serve Pro move of the game, with 24/7 emergency service and trained technicians using advanced technology and specializing in fire and water cleanup and restoration, it's Serve Pro. We got to go with the biggest highlight of the night. Late second quarter, a squib kick from Devils Lake after they make it a 7-14 score. And Carter Coleman, inserted as the kick returner, takes it to the house to end the first half. That was just a huge play. Also added an extra point after that. Got to give him bonus points for the move of the game today.
Yeah, I think that was one that you look at a game that definitely the momentum was shifted to Devils Lake going down and being able to punch that one in to make it 14-7. And then the big thing was to use as much of the clock as they did and not allowing North to have time on the clock, or at least what they thought is to have time on the clock to do something. And then a squib kick, which 9 times out of 10 everybody's gonna do that anyway with under a minute left anyhow. And just force them to kind of field it right away and do something. And Carter Coleman was able to break a couple tackles, and then, of course, there was nobody there when he really got going. And that kind of was the shot in the arm that North kind of needed after giving up the touchdown to cut it within one. So, yeah, that definitely was the spark that North kind of needed going into halftime.
Minot North with the win, 35-20 over Devils Lake. Sets up a rematch with West Fargo. Horace, you know that's a team Minot North has been dying to play as they get better and better throughout the season. Horace still a very good team from a very competitive East.
Oh yeah, you look at that eastern part of the state. I mean, that was a tough region. I think to get the 4 teams that got out of there, they earned their spots out of there. And I think as far as North is concerned, that's one of the teams that handed them one of their 2 losses during the year, and they played them early in the season. So North was still trying to figure out what kind of ball club they were, and now that they've established the team that they are, they're ready to exact a little bit of revenge. Now are they going to be a full complete team when they meet them next week? We're going to find that out here in a minute, when we find out about Dedmon and the 2 injuries that they had. So are they going to be at full strength or not? But they'll have a week to figure that out, and they'll have a week to game plan and figure out what they want to do. But the exciting thing for them is they don't have to travel to West Fargo. West Fargo has to come to them this time, and so they get to play in front of their home fans again, and we'll be here calling the game, and it's going to be just as exciting next week as it was this week. Yeah,
on the Devils Lake side of things, their first playoff appearance since 2021 after 2 years away from postseason football. Also have that quarterfinal losing streak. You make it to the playoffs, which is an important thing, but you always want to win in the postseason. And for Devils Lake, they have not advanced past the quarterfinals since 2017, but we saw the potential of this Devils Lake team throughout the season. It was a lot of ups and downs in 2024 for this Firebirds team. You look at some of the players looking ahead to next year. Mason Palmer, their starting quarterback, is coming back, hopefully healthy for a full season in 2025. There's a lot to like for Devils Lake moving forward.
Oh yeah, it's just kind of while you're talking, I was taking a look at the roster, and other than Worth, the big receiver, all their skill players are back for next year, and their young offensive line that they had this year is 1 more year older, and so they're going to be another force to reckon with, and they're potentially looking at an opportunity to make it back to the playoffs and make a deep run in the playoffs. And the nice thing is they have their skill guys are all going to be back, and a year older and another year of experience. And like you said, if Palmer can stay healthy, and because they've shown glimpses tonight that it's going to be a tough offense to defend against.
Well, that just about does it for our planning team financial advisors Shots Crossroads post-game show. It's not the end of the week for postseason football. I know you've got some South Prairie Max football to watch as they're on the road against Lemoore.
Yep.
That's a big upset they have in front of them, but anything's possible.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge task for them. Lemoore is a physical ball club. They like to put some points on the board. we're kind of riding a high a little bit after the big win that we had last week against MLS that we were able to, Nick and I were able to do for the PSP network. So it was quite an electric atmosphere, and we were kind of talking about it at school today. You know, you never know. You know, we get an upset at Lemoore and Cavalier upsets Linton. We could have another. Southbury could be hosting another playoff game, but they got to get through Lemoore first. That's the task at hand tomorrow afternoon, and they'll be focused and ready to go. So it'll be an exciting, be a tough matchup. But I think our guys are kind of are ready to step up to the challenge.
Yeah, our PSP Network crew will be in Velva and New Rockford tomorrow for the single A and 9-man quarterfinals. But for the double A quarterfinal here from Sentinel Stadium in Minot, our great PSP Network crew putting on today's show. Color commentator Cory, McIver, I'm Owen Patterson, repeating the final score for the final time. It's Minot North 35, Devils Lake 20. We hope to be back here next Friday for semifinal football coverage as Minot North hosts West Fargo Horace, round number 2 in this 2024 season for the 2 newest teams in the state. Until then, have a good night, everybody.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. PSP Network. It's game day.
We want it all. We want our dog to fetch it.
Drop it.
And drop it.
Name it.
We want to fix it ourselves. And actually fix it. We want to order the market price lobster. And know the market price of the lobster.
How much is... Whatever the market says.
Sadly, we can't have it all. Except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
At Schatz Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day, so you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak, or can you? Schatz Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.